I know the drill now. I'm used to this. It's my first live, so just relax a little bit. Wait for people to hop on in here. We'll see if we can beat the record. Last time I had somebody jump in here. It was 35 seconds. That was the record. So let's see what the record will be this time. And how long it will take for people to jump on in this live. Yeah, no UFC this weekend. Just gonna say that to nobody who's listening in chat. I didn't realize. I thought that the Derek Lewis card was next week, but apparently, I mean, like yesterday, I thought it was like going to be this weekend, but apparently not. So, no UFC. So, you can just yap about random events. But hello, whoever's in the chat. Hello, how you going? I see a person. I see number one. So, I'm not sure who's in here, but hope it's going well. So, I'm just moving my setup up a little bit. Oh, and they left. Awesome. So we've got nobody in chat right now. That's great. Oh, we got somebody in chat again. We've got one person watching. Let's go. Come on. Who's in chat? Somebody say something. Come on. I don't want to start yapping unless I know there's like an audience listening, you know? Or instead it's just going to be me staring at my screen. That's no fun for anybody involved. Okay, we got 4 people in here. Come on, somebody, for the love of God. Hello. Hello, Delarious Umbridge. How you going? It's good to see you. Oh, you changed it. I thought you said hi. No, there's an N. Oh, no. Oh, no. Mrs. Obama, get down. Nah, Jesus. How are you going, Delirious? What's going on? How are we today? We've got 6 people in chat. That's a fun game I like to play in chats. Yeah. Especially when like the chat's like first started, it's like dead. Like literally you could have got it. You could have got it, but you didn't. You had self-control. Good job. Good job for having some self-control. Okay, we got 7 viewers now. So anyway, what did you guys think of UFC 317? That was a pretty good card. Really good card, actually. Usually I cut it off at the E. Oh, shit. You're playing with fire then. Oh, shit. We got 15 people in chat now. Now it's really getting big here. Everybody's jumping in on now. So, yeah, 317, good card. Ilia Topuria just absolutely smoked Charles Oliveira. And it's not the fact that he just, like, knocked out Charles Oliveira. It's that he showed good takedown defense. Guru put me in timeout the other night for it. Damn. Guru's gone woke. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. But yeah, damn, that's crazy. But yeah, the thing is with Ilia, like yesterday I should say, is that he didn't just like beat Charles Oliveira. He like fucking destroyed him in everything, even the grappling, or at least one of his kids' mods. Yeah, it was probably the mods. I feel like Guru doesn't really pay attention to chat unless it's like a dono nowadays. You know, it's a bit hard to read anything if it's not a dono. You know, he had like 20,000 live viewers the other day, so it'd be pretty fucking hard for him to pay attention to everybody, I feel like. Oh no, we got another N. Greg Arnold's, he's put an N in there. I like how every like MMA live stream just turns into people trying to like either put the N word or they like try to get like bait the streamers into saying the N word. I seen Mr. C got me with the money one. You think he can beat Islam? I do. I think he can. I had a lot of questions about Ilia Topuria before he fought Charles. I wasn't sure of him as a lightweight, but I'm like 100%. I think he just beats every lightweight. Islam will still be tough, obviously, but he showed really good takedown defense against Charles. He showed that size wasn't even a problem, so I don't know. I think it'd be a striking fight if he fought Islam. I think he'd be able to keep it standing, and if it stays standing, I think he would put out Islam Makhachev. I think he would put him out cold, to be honest. Took Charles out. He did. Fucking killed him. Either that or baiting the streamer into saying something radically anti-gay. Yes, 100%. I better not catch you lacking in the streets of Missourium. Missourium. Alright, I'll make sure not to be in Missourium. No ranked lightweight besides Paddy, of fucking course. Yes, Paddy. Paddy's going to be the one to do it. I'm telling you, no. Ilia Topuria is completely smoked. Alexander Volkanovski, Max Holloway. He's smoked all of these guys. Do you think Poirier could beat him? No, I think he would chin Poirier, to be honest. I think Poirier would pose some problems, but I think he would chin him. Arman in line. I think Arman should get the title shot, but I don't think he will. Holy shit, we've got 33 people in there. All right, if you're new to the chat, make sure to like this video, subscribe. I just got to promote while I got so many people in here. Jesus. But yeah, I think Ilia would put out Dustin Poirier, to be honest. I think Islam will tap him out second round. I don't know. I feel like Ilia will be one of those guys who just won't tap. I feel like he'll find a way out. I feel like Ilya's just so much self-confidence. If he gets caught in a bad position, he'll be very chill about it, He doesn't really get stressed. He won't overreact or anything. Paddy has the same amount of plot armor as Ilia, so it'll be interesting. That's true. That's a very good point. Guru's favorite fighter, Bryce Mitchell, seemingly did the best against Ilia. Yeah, it's crazy. Bryce Mitchell somehow was the one who took him down, actually landed strikes on him, was actually like jabbing him up a little bit. And then now look at Bryce Mitchell. He got absolutely fucking destroyed. Arman should get it 100%. Yeah, Arman deserves it, but I don't know. I really don't know what they're going to do because Dana said that he wouldn't have let Paddy in the octagon if it was up to him. So that makes me think he also shat on Justin. Like Dana just shat on every lightweight in the fucking press conference. He said, he wouldn't have let Paddy do the face off. Then he said Justin should retire if he's talking about retirement. And then Dana also shat on fucking Arman, saying that Arman's not getting a title shot because he pulled out last time. So I don't know who the fuck the UFC are going to give it to. I think it will be Paddy because he seemingly didn't shit on Paddy the most. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe they're actually waiting to see if Dustin beats Max, but I don't know. It's a bit weird. Gaethje doesn't deserve a title shot at all. 100% not. Dana wants Gamrot. Yeah, it's going to be Gamrot. Gamrot is going to fucking fraud check. That honestly is probably the toughest matchup for Topuria because Gamrot will just non-stop wrestle, but I think that he would also get knocked out. Paddy is number 7. How? Yeah, he shouldn't get it. But you that MMA guru fellow? No, Brent. I am not that MMA guru fellow. I'm a Benny P MMA. I'm a different fellow, but yeah, no, I'm not the MMA guru. Yeah, I don't think Paddy is number 7. Yeah, he doesn't deserve it at all. I think Arman deserves it 100%, but I don't know. The UFC hate Arman because he pulled out. After that KO, my take is Ilia would KO Islam and JDM to all right, let's calm it down a little bit. I don't think he would beat JDM. JDM's way too big. And he's a boxer as well. Charles has always been very hittable and been dropped before, I think Ilia will beat every lightweight though. But let's calm down. JDM's way too big for him. He walks around like 200 pounds. You fight. I train. Well, I have, but I haven't competed. Okay, thanks. How do I find such a fella? Well, I would call myself an MMA guru, but I'm not the MMA guru. But can scrap. Directions to MMA guru LMA. You think JDM will win against Islam? Yeah, I think he'll beat Islam. He's too big. I don't think Islam's going to have a lot of success at welterweight. He struggled to take down Dustin Poirier a couple times. Favorite Oasis song? Ooh, that's a good question. Probably, maybe Live Forever or Wonderwall. Don't Look Back in Anger. There's a lot of good Oasis songs. I love Oasis. Underrated. Oi, oi, oi. Sending Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker, weirdly enough, would actually give a scrap, I reckon, because he's got a good chin. I think he would eventually get knocked out cold, though. But Dan Hooker's got a chin, so he would at least like get beaten up a little bit. Supersonic, oh, Supersonic's also underrated. Oh, I like Champagne Supernova's also a really good song. Oh yeah, like Greg Arnold just put it in. There's a lot of good Oasis songs. Navi Sultano, Ilia would KO Pimbitch, and then he would move up and be either Islam or JDM. But he dominated every round with Dustin. He didn't. It was 49. It would have been 48-47 if it went to a decision. Dustin won like a round or two. Armin can beat Ilia. Armin can, but I think Armin would get put out cold. He's not got the best chin. I'm praying for Charles. Anyone want to join me? Yeah, let's pray for Charles. I think Charles should move up to welterweight at this point. I feel like he looked pretty bad weight cut wise. Yeah, I hope Charles retires. Yeah, he probably should retire, but I think he could move up. Paddy can too. No, Paddy dies to Ilia. Ilia will knock out Paddy. He'll knock Paddy out cold. He would sub Paddy. He can. I think he can beat Paddy any way he wants, to be honest. Paddy beat Michael Chandler, but like, you know, Michael Chandler's clearly past his prime, and Charles Oliveira just like destroyed the same Chandler as well, so he will not. Ilia got more power than Poltan, pound per pound. Do you agree? I'm not sure, to be honest. Pound for pound, I mean, Ilia's, I mean, if you chin Max Holloway pound for pound, you got to be the hardest hitter. JDM would fold Topuria. I think he would. He's too big. He's too big for Topuria. I think welterweight's too big of a jump unless he's fighting a grappler. If he's fighting like a power puncher at welterweight, that's gonna be tough. Like a guy like Jeff Neal would probably give him some problems just from size alone. But I think he could knock out like Sean Brady or below. He's the new face of the UFC. He is. Brent, keep dreaming, but all right, calm down. Ilia Topuria is a former bantamweight. Come on, let's calm down a little bit. It's going to be very hard for him to move up to fucking welterweight. What percentage does Paddy have to beat Ilia? I would say I'd give him a 20% chance just because he's so big, but I would still say that I'd give Ilia an 80% chance of beating Paddy. But Paddy probably, if Paddy's chin is really as good as advertised, he could make it tough, I guess. I think Waldo Cortez Acosta is the future of the division. I disagree, but who knows? Maybe he doesn't. Maybe. Who knows? Waldo Cortez Acosta is the future of heavyweight. I mean, who fucking knows? He keeps winning. I keep picking against him and he keeps winning, so he does improve a lot, but he's just so slow, but he's got a good chin on him. You're wrong. All right. If St. Thomas Aquinas says it, then I'm probably wrong. Keep underestimating JDM. Exactly, Brent Motts. Is Paddy the biggest lightweight? I think Chandler's the biggest lightweight, like weight-wise. I think he's like 190. Paddy is just like the most out of shape lightweight, though. Did you watch Squid Games? I did watch Squid Games. It was a very depressing ending. It was very depressing. It was very fucked. Van is definitely the best for flyweight now. Yeah, Van's on a good run. You know, Van will probably lose to Pantoja, though. I'm not sure about that one. But it'll be interesting to see how he does, because he's got good takedown defense. Dustin, maybe. I could see Dustin versus Ilia if he doesn't retire. Like, I feel like the UFC will want to keep Dustin because he's such an entertaining fighter. Holy shit, though. Why have we got so many viewers in this stream? Holy shit. Never really break this many. Good to see. Van is such a cutie little munchkin. Yeah, when he's not bashing people's skulls in. Like, Jesus Christ. That fight with Royval was sick. Would you put Ilia at your top 5 GOAT list if he beats JDM or Islam? I would 100%. Especially if he beats like a Paddy or like an Armin Sarikian and then moves up. He would 100% be top 3 GOAT, in my opinion. 3 belts. Like, seriously, if he got 3 belts, he's like fucking instant GOAT. I don't give a shit. He's a marauder, as they say. Like, the fact that he beat Charles so easy is crazy. Man, I'm so sad for Charles. I'm generally depressed. Yeah, it was really depressing, to be honest with you. Like, I wanted him to win. I wanted Ilia to win, but, like, just watching Charles out cold was bad. Ilia would never beat Islam, brother. I mean, he could. He definitely could. You know, Islam has been in some pretty tricky situations before. Like, his toughest fights have been against former featherweights, so why would Ilia, you know, not be the same? Why would Ilia not give him trouble, you know? Volk gave him a lot of trouble in the first fight. So why would Ilia not be able to give him a lot of trouble? Do you think Usman should get the title shot after Islam? I think he needs to beat Bilal. I think they need to do Bilal versus Usman. And then if he beats Bilal, then you could give him the title shot. But No more like getting a title shot on one win. I fucking hate that shit. You should have to build up a streak. No, Gary should, in my opinion, Tony. Gary needs another win. I think he needs to fight Sean Brady or somebody like that. 100%. Alex coming back and getting the win. And to stink, we started with Delirious almost doing N-words. Yeah, no, it's a crazy below low. I want to see Pantoja at number 4, pound for pound. Yeah, me too. Islam versus Usman versus Islam. Who wins? I'd probably pick Islam, but I don't know how he's gonna deal with the size. Gaziv beats Topuria. Yeah. But like Gaziv's pound for pound number 1. Come on, nobody beats Shamil Gaziv. Nobody beats healthy Shamil Gaziv. Come on, Rosenstruck got lucky. You know, he got very lucky that he was fighting a fucking full camp, full healthy. You can't deny that the Buckley one was very good argument. He ragdolled him for 4 rounds. He 100% did. Do you know the new Chinese fighter, Sum Ting Wong? He's some young guy. Islam versus Shavkat. I'd pick Islam because I don't rate Shavkat at all. I think Shavkat's very overrated. So I'd probably pick Islam, but the size could be a bit worrying because Shavkat's massive. I just think he'd probably just ping Shavkat's head around a lot because Shavkat's got the fucking head movement of a bobblehead. It would just be boop, 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 like just over and over again, and fucking his head would just be getting knocked back and forth. Shavkat needs to invest in some fucking head movement. Ice, you swallow cum. Good job. Fizzy edits. I'm glad to hear. I hope you're enjoying your ice. Wallow. Cum. Classic. Would you think that Ian Gary makes a comeback and beats Shavkat? No, I think Shavkat would probably still beat him, but maybe on a full camp, Ian Gary could do a bit better. You know, people forget he had like 2 weeks' notice. He was booked against Buckley, completely different body type, to a guy like Shavkat Rakhmonov. So yeah, I reckon he could do pretty well in a rematch, but I don't know. I don't know how Shavkat's going to come back because Shavkat is like so injury prone. He's probably going to come back and he's going to like look really washed because he like tears his ACL and his MCL every time, every fight. Ian Gary versus JDM. I'd pick JDM. I think JDM would knock him out. Your usual UFC fan. I think you meant to say casual. If you're calling me a casual, I literally watch every fucking event, so it doesn't really make much sense. Holy shit, we have 62 fucking people in here. Holy fuck. Oh, never mind. Now we have 33 people left real quick. That was... Got a bit excited there. DDP submitted the Gracie Barra team. He did. Ilia Top's greatness outshined the depressing nature of seeing Oliveira slap. Yeah, he just had aura. But yeah, going back to the casual comment, I watch literally every event and I cover regional MMA. I don't think you can argue I'm a fucking casual. JDM versus Hitler, I think JDM would fucking put him out cold. First round KO. Fucking knock him out cold. My new favourite fighter. Since my uncle John Jones retired, JDM is favourite fighter. People forget, man. JDM, he's a marauder. I love JDM. He's been my favourite fighter since I met him in 2021. Like, I watched him on Eternal, so it was like, I was so happy to see him do well. On the defense of the casual comment, I wouldn't describe you as formal in any way. That's true. I am... Fuck you, Mr. C. I get what you mean, but like, you just stumped me there. You're right. You are right in that sense of the word casual. JDM looks like one of those Greek golden plates. He does. Did you listen to the John Jones police phone call? I did. He literally threatened the guy and said, I know people who can hurt you. But people are going to say John Jones is a good guy still. You know, people will defend anything John Jones does. Where should Adesanya go from here? Who would you match him up against? I think he's going to fight Gregory Rodriguez next. He said that he wasn't going to book a fight until... He said he was going to figure out who he's fighting this weekend. I think he was waiting for the Hermanson Rodriguez winner because apparently Sean Strickland's not available for him to fight. And Sean Strickland also punched a guy in a cage today, not in the fight. So he's probably going to get suspended. Spar with Strickland. Sure, I'll spar with Strickland. Just let me take a gun to the fucking spar. Let's not talk about my Uncle John Jones. All right, Brent Motts. Since you're New to the channel, I won't talk shit about John Jones. If you subscribe to me, if you subscribe, I'll be nicer. Do you think Strickland is closet gay? I reckon he's straight. Maybe he's bi though. I could see he had like I could see Sean Strickland maybe being bi. You know, he has a shirt that says, "It's if it's gay, I'm in," something like that. John Jones is scared of Aspinall. Yeah, he didn't want to fight Aspinall. I don't think he was scared, but he definitely ducked him. Ilia is winning. Ilia is winning. Ilia is the GOAT. He's the future GOAT. I think he's going to break Islam Makhachev's lightweight title defense record. How does it feel to be an MMA commentator? It feels great. I'm not gay, but my boyfriend is a funny shirt too. Yeah, I knew a guy because I used to live in a country town, and he used to have like I'm with a slur with the F, and it just said I'm with F, and yeah, he would wear that around, and it would just be pointing up at him because he was gay. Aspinall sucks. Aspinall does not suck. He's a heavyweight. They all are sort of mid, but he's actually really good. Fast hands, good grappling. He's fucking freakishly fast. He's faster than a lot of light heavyweights. John Jones, number 1. JDM 2. Ilia Topuria. Are that your favorite fighters, Brent? That's a good list. Trash grappling. He's got good grappling. Like for a heavyweight, like come on, you got to give these guys like give them a fucking break. They're heavyweights. You know, most of them are morbidly obese. Tom Aspinall is actually like a big dude. We should grapple. Sure, why not? Hi, Daddy. Hello. Hello. What do you want me to call you, fucking kitten or some fucking shit? Hello, DN. Choke me. Okay. He's like a blue belt. Because he's a heavyweight, bro. Like, he's good for a heavyweight. He literally just, like, took down Arlovsky and just choked him easily. Like, it's heavyweight, man. Like, come on. J. Elton Almeida is, like, the best grappler in the division. And he's a fucking former welterweight. Tom is the man. I wish I had a relationship with my dad like he has with his. John Jones is really good at wrestling. He is. He had wrestling credentials. Fair heavyweight suck. They do. Like, J. Elton Almeida literally was a welterweight, and he's, like, fucking ragdolling these heavyweights just because he has, like, a bit of skill. You put J. Elton Almeida back at welterweight and you fucking die, you know, from the weight cut. Curtis Blades beat him. He did technically on a technicality. He broke his fucking leg. It's not because like Curtis Blades was so much better. They rematched and Tom Aspinall killed him. Okay, Pat Bender, let's do this. Armin versus Paddy, feat Justin Gaethje to Ilia. Islam is run away because of Ilia. No more strip John Jones comment. Yeah, because he's fucking gone. I'm 5'10" a welterweight. Is it good or bad? Should I move down? No, that's not bad. JDM's 5'11", so that's not too bad. Bilal was like 5'10", so it's not a bad height. My coach used to tell me the only reason why John Jones is great is because people are scared to grapple him. I do believe it. I think Tom would cry. Yeah, like, but the thing is, like, Dominic Reyes didn't need a grapple or anything, and he had a lot of success just from boxing. I think boxing is how you beat John Jones because his boxing's always been a bit worrying. Heavyweight DC or Aspinall? That's tough. That's actually very tough. Because we didn't really see DC against any real great heavyweights. I'd probably go Aspinall because he'd be so much quicker, and he could just get fucking mauled. It is possible, but I feel like he'd be so much quicker than DC. Holy shit, we got so many messages here. Brother, what are your predictions of Ilia versus Islam happens? I think Ilia would KO him probably at this point, especially because I think Islam is going down. Do you agree Dominic beat John Jones? I do. I think Dominic Reyes won. Benz, Tom would KO Jones in 2 minutes, and I'm not joking. Give me Aspinall. Shout out to Georgia. We have a Georgian comment. I'm sorry, brother. I don't speak Georgian, but shout out Georgia. I like Georgians. I have a Georgian friend called Illison, so shout out to the Georgians. Come on. What are you saying? Come on to. Yeah, brother. We got 61 people in here. Jesus, if you're new to the chat, make sure you click that subscribe button, like the stream too. It helps me out a lot. Holy shit, we have 61 people in. That's crazy. That's more than like 3 classrooms. Never say never. It's a fight and anyone can lose. 100%. Anyone can, but I just think Ilia's got so much confidence in his abilities, and I think he's just so well-rounded. It's going to be tough to beat him. No, Jamel, you can't just KO a champ like John Jones. If that was the case, I think it would have been in the later rounds, but never seen Tom in the later rounds. 145 McGregor, 145 Topuria. I'd go Topuria. I think Topuria has better cardio than 145 McGregor. I think he could grapple if he needs to. So I'd go Ilia. I think Ilia would beat prime McGregor, to be honest with you. It'd be tough, but I think he'd eventually take over. He's got such good slick hands and good body shots and good kicks as well. I think with the karate stance, I think he would boot up that leg a lot. Harry Potter or Star Wars? I'd go Harry Potter. Jones is the greatest of all time. Ilia knocking out with combinations. Joe Benderman, do you have martial arts experience? I do. I have a lot of martial arts experience. I've done wrestling, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, Taekwondo, I did an MMA class as well. And I think that's it. I haven't done boxing though. Topuria, Sun Rules. Can Topuria beat Makachev? He can beat Makachev, but it is a tough fight. Makachev is very good. I lost 2K on Kai. Yeah, that was rough. He got fucking destroyed. Topuria 155 or Islam 155. I'd go Topuria, but if they did at 170, it'd be a lot more interesting. 170 Islam would be massive in that fight if they did a 170. Ilia is more energetic and has more power than McGregor. Yeah, he does. Like, naturally, he's just got a lot more power, I feel like. Islam will never risk his career facing Ilia. Islam will retire. I think he's probably going to lose to JDM. Imagine Islam's son versus Ilia's son. I'd go Ilia's son. Ilia's son looks like he's going to be a savage. I'd like to see Ilia's... I don't know how old Ilia's son is, but Ilia Jr. versus Conor McGregor Jr. would be a sick fight. Should try boxing. What weight would you fight at? I would probably be a lightweight. I walk around 78 kgs, so I wouldn't want to cut too much weight, so I'd probably diet down to like 72 kgs and then cut from 72 to 70. I believe in not cutting too much weight. I feel like it's a detriment to your health. Did you see Ruffy tweet? Yeah, that was stupid. I think Ilia would fucking murder. I think he would murder Ruffy. We seen Ruffy gas out real badly against that Peruvian guy, James Lontop. I think Ilia would have him against the fence and he would absolutely fucking rip him to the body. Wellmaker versus Talbot. Who wins? I go Talbot. I think Talbot's, he showed his improvement. I even said this before that I thought Talbot would probably beat Wellmaker because, he got taken down, but his striking is still very good. So I'd pick Talbot. I think he's more impressive. Wellmaker's probably got more power, but Talbot's a better striker, I think. Yuri versus Roundtree, how does that play out? I'd go Yuri Prohaska, TKO third round. I think he would eventually break him with pressure. Habiba Topuria. Ooh, that's tough. I don't have a prediction for that. I don't know. Habib is fucking massive, so I don't know. Maybe Habib, but I'd have to see how Ilia does for more of his fights. I have to charge my phone. Shit. I'd go Habib though. I think he'd probably be too big, but you never know. You think so? Ilia and Connor's kid won't be good fighters. Can't grow up in silk sheets and become fighter. Hey, Arman Sarukian became top 5, and his dad is a millionaire. Talbot would not lose in Pride Month. It would never happen. Boo. The only man that can beat Topuria is Jubilee. Vladimir M. say that to Harmon. I'm over 190 pounds. I mainly compete at 170. I don't know how people cut over 35 pounds for a fight. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't get that either. Like, I feel like I would rather fight within my own weight because at least I'd know that I'm not going to, like, fucking die from dehydration, I'd get really bad headaches, and I'd be so compromised if I went in there cutting so much weight. The only man that can be... I read that. Open the Gnaw. What Gnaw should I open? But yeah, I think that Talbot's mum is a successful plastic surgeon, so his family has money too. Yeah, and she also owns like I don't know, they do like, I don't know what it is, but they have like a stripper pole in their house, which is very interesting. There's like a video of them all just like dancing on a pole, like pole dancing. Very weird. Benman, where are you from? I am from Perth, Western Australia. From the same city as JDM and Steve Erceg and Colin Southkill. Hey, buddy. Hello, Big W. Nice name. I like the profile picture. Speaking of Perth, you have Heath Ledger as your profile picture, and he's from Perth. Great timing. Dang, that's dope. What about you, Ben's Champ? Where are you from? We've got 47 viewers in there. Holy shit. I might just put Ilia Topuria in all my stream titles moving forward. Seems like a good investment. But yeah, like I said, if you guys are new, make sure you subscribe. I go live almost every couple days, sometimes 3, 4 times a week. I'm from Cali, dude. Don't come here at the lame. Yeah, I've heard Cali is pretty rough, especially like for crime and everything as well. Apparently, it's seen better days. Heath Ledger was in a gay movie called Brokeback Mountain. I've heard of Brokeback Mountain. I haven't actually watched it, or at least not for a couple years. But it's got Jake Gyllenhaal in it and Heath Ledger. Very interesting movie. Yeah, Brokeback Mountain. What a fucking movie, huh? I think I might have missed some questions. Sorry if I missed any questions. There's so many replies in here. It's hard to keep up. Benny, do you agree with me on that? What did you say? Those who think if someone grew up rich, they can't be a fighter, stupid, no matter what. It would even be an advantage. Do you agree? I think it would be an advantage for sure. I think that like look at Ilya and like Armin. They're very rich. Like they're not poor by any means, and they have all these good equipment and stuff that other people don't have to rehydrate and look after their bodies. So I reckon it's a fucking advantage and a half. I guess it depends if you. I think it's actually a disadvantage if you're poor and then maybe you come into money, maybe. But if you're already got money and you want to be a fighter, you're gonna be so motivated. You know, it's not gonna be a disadvantage. We got Nate Diaz over here, fam. It's barely even gay. They kissed like one time. How do you have Volk, Adesanya, Hooker, Allberg in your corner and you still manage to lose? Pantoja's just built differently. Armin is the only guy beating him. Uh, he could definitely beat him, but I think Ilya would knock him out. He's if it can keep it standing, I don't think Armin has much success there. It's all about your mind and your heart. Yeah, exactly. Like your financial situation doesn't determine if you're a good fighter or not. Honestly, it's just about having heart, which you can't teach heart. It's also genetics. If you're like a genetic freak, then it doesn't matter if you grew up with silk sheets. You can just go in there and absolutely fucking destroy people, like Armin has been doing, like Ilya's been doing. Like Ilya comes from like a middle class family. I'm pretty sure. Like it's not like they were poor by any means. He's literally just fighting for the love of the fucking game. Do you think a 6'2", 259 bodybuilder can beat someone like Sean O'Malley? With no training though, do they have like zero training at all? Because if they had like a year of training, then yeah, I think they could. But if they have no training whatsoever, they'd just gas out and they'd just be a heavy punching bag and probably go into cardiac arrest. Bro, the next fight should be Armin versus Gaethje. I could see that, but then where do you do with Paddy? I feel like it should be Paddy versus Gaethje and then Armin gets the title shot. Because Paddy versus Gaethje is like a winnable fight for Paddy. It's also a winnable fight for Gaethje. And then, what's it called? Armin deserves a title shot, you know? And Armin versus Ilya is like the next generation. Like, this is like two fucking absolute fucking freaks when it comes to MMA, you know? Both very young, both very good at a young age. Like, I feel like that'd be the fight that makes the most sense. But the UFC hate... I don't use this lightly. They hate Armin Tsarukyan. No training, but they lift over 500 pounds like Bradley Martin. I think Sean O'Malley would probably win. It'd be tough. If he could maybe slam him, but I doubt it. Did you all notice Dana confirm Armin missing weight was the reason for pulling out and not back injury? Yeah, I noticed that. I thought that was really weird. I think what the story was, though, is that he stopped cutting weight because of the back injury, so that's maybe what Dana means. Or maybe he just straight up, just couldn't make weight. He has missed weight before. I think he missed weight against Matt Frivola, so... It's weird though, because Armin's not like a massive guy. He's like 5'6", 5'7", but he fought at featherweight before. He fought at featherweight before, but yeah. Kara versus Cape, who wins? I'd pick Cape. I've always said Kai Kara France does worse against strikers. He does his best work against grapplers besides Pantoja. I reckon Cape would probably win that. Oh, come on, Mr. Get Dough. You really think I'm going to fucking fall for that? Come on, man. I grew up watching like fucking Smosh. There's a whole like music video they did called Dicks Inside Us. Nobody falling for that. Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, come on. I wasn't born yesterday. Come on. But I respect the effort, Mr. Ghetto. I respect it. You tried, but nah, it's not gonna work, brother. If Islam is getting KO'd if he decides to stand, if it was Habib, I would choose Habib with my eyes closed. Yeah, Habib would definitely have more of a shot. Could Ilia beat Islam? Yeah, he could. Ilia can beat any lightweight, I reckon. When you're rich, you have motivation to fight, but not cut weight. Yeah, that's true. I mean, look at Ilia and look at Harman. Both of them have had problems with weight cuts before. more so Arman than Ilia, but like at featherweight, Ilia had like he pulled out of the Jourdain fight because he was having problems with the weight cut. What about at 170? 170 would be a lot tougher. I think Islam would be a lot healthier at that weight class. He'd be a lot bigger. So yeah, that'd be a lot tougher. I think Islam would probably win it if they did it at welterweight, just because I feel like if Ilia was to like put on any more weight, he's gonna be really slow. But his gas tank would probably be a lot worse at 170. But you never know. 170 would be interesting though. Would Ilia be the shortest guy at 170 if he went up? That's interesting. I actually don't know. I think off the top of my head, like in history or just now, because I think AJ Fletcher would have been shorter than him, but currently he'd probably be the shortest. Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't think of anyone shorter than Ilia at 170 at the moment. Would you beat fake ass Paul in an MMA fight? Yeah, I'd wrestle fuck Jake Paul for sure. In a boxing match, he would carry me out cold. I'm not gonna lie though. Maybe not out cold. I reckon I got a good chin, but he probably would just fucking use me as a heavy bag if we did a boxing match. But I reckon in a MMA, I reckon I could take him down. I think Kai got lucky to be pulled out of that Cape fight. Yeah, I think Cape would have put a bit of a striking masterclass on Kai Kara-France. Kai Kara-France has never done good against strikers, Like Joshua Van would beat him. Moreno did beat him, Ilia 170 pounds and 170 centimeters. Yeah, that's crazy. That would be crazy. He would look, I don't know, I think he would start to look a bit pudgy if he was like fighting at 170. Jake Paul was a state champion wrestler in California. No, that was Logan. Logan was the really good wrestler. Jake was really bad at wrestling. Logan Paul was the real good wrestling one. He was doing good against Moreno though. Yeah, he was. He was doing all right. I think he was up 2 rounds on some of the judges' scorecards, but I remember thinking Moreno was winning the fight. But against strikers, he just doesn't do the best. I don't think he's that durable, to be honest. Mr. C, MMA Guru was a Taekwondo master when he was 13 too. He was. He had the belts. I remember he showed the trophies live once. Arman could give him a tough fight, but I think Ilia would win. Hi, babe. Hello, pirated copy. How you going? Hope you're going all right. Babe. Oof. But, yeah, Arman 100% is the toughest fight, I think, if Islam never moves back down. But I still think Ilia would catch him and put him out cold, I reckon. I reckon he would dink him right on the chin, like, boop, boop. He's out cold. DC currently weighs 500 pounds at 150 centimeters. Not being a state champ doesn't mean you're a bad wrestler, though. Yeah, I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm not saying he was a state champ, but his wrestling, I think he was like 0 and, well, he was like 1 in 20 or something. I seen a thing about his wrestling credentials, and he was like, he wasn't very good at wrestling. Did you know you're a baby? Yeah, of course I did. How could I not? WSP, what's going on? What's all these sus comments? I don't know. People always just like to leave me sus comments, but I don't mind, It's engagement at the end of the day. If you want to leave sus comments, though, make sure you subscribe. What is the longest relationship you've ever had? 14 months, which isn't very long in the grand scheme of things. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, double G. Oh, my God. What is he going to do it? Nah. Oh, you actually helped Jamal. You actually did it. Do you think that Paddy is enormous for 155? Yeah, he's massive. He is massive. It's not sus. I think he is cute and is a babe. Are you a guy? Pirated copy. Or you're a girl? That will determine if this is sus or not. They biting Delirious' fly. I know this started off with it, but Delirious had some self-control. Chat has to help me. That is true. And chat did help you. Technically, Jamal, you did use an N. So that is... Technically, you used it. You did it. I'm a 27-year-old woman. Okay, well, you can call me a babe then if you're actually a 27-year-old woman. Good to have you in here, pirated copy. Make sure you subscribe. If you're actually a woman, make sure you hit up my Instagram. It's going to be fast, bro. Islam getting checked against Ilia. I think getting checked against Ilia. Yeah, I think Ilia would win. Why is Paddy next? He shouldn't be next. But I think I don't know who's going to be next. He's ranked 7 in the division. Arman 100% should be next, but it's just going to be what the UFC decide, and Paddy will be the biggest fight because there's beef and everything there. They hate each other, and it is a money making business. Paddy's next because Arman is, and yeah, he's on the shit list as well. That's also another factor. He's on the shit list. Would you rather be in a Diddy party or get KO'd by Nagano? I would rather get KO'd by Nagano than get sexually assaulted by a bunch of fucking rappers. To be fair, I would still pick a high school wrestler that won 1 in 26 in California over an Australian wrestler who practiced for a couple of years. Nah. I mean, Quillen Salkeld is wrestling fucking Yanal Ashmuz, who's a Circassian wrestler. And he's only been training wrestling for like 4 years or something, so... Daniel hates Armin. He does. Diddy all the way. Jesus Christ. Islam versus Ilia Topuria. I would go Ilia Topuria. I think it's Topuria. I think Apollo Topuria gets it done. Guru Drakachara. What a name. What an interesting name, Guru. Who's the highest chance of beating Ilia Topuria? I would say Armin Surukian would, if Islam never moves back down. But I still think Ilia would KO Armin. The disparity between your athleticism and Colin Salkett is large enough to fit the library of Alexandria Comfort. Yeah, you don't know about my fucking athleticism. I'm a fucking athlete. The only good thing I can say about me, my fighting ability, is that I can wrestle really good. You know, I punch hard, but I have no like form with my punches. Australia don't have wrestling, brother. Topuria, the top Toro, get it right. My bad. Mars is the god of war. Have you seen the clip of Ilia throwing hands on Paddy? Is that the one of him shoving him, or did you just straight punch him? How can my friend, definitely not me, stop falling in love with straight guys at his gym? Maybe just gouge yourself in the eyes, like, I don't know, when you're there. Wear shady glasses. Wear, like, really dirty glasses so you're not, like, looking at the people. So, like, you don't, like, get an erection or anything like that. And then you won't fall in love with them. Just, yeah, wear really shady glasses. For your friend, of course, Greg Arnold. Not for you. Your friend, of course. Because, of course, this isn't... You're not talking about yourself. It's a 2-year-old. Oh, you're talking about the one with where he threw the hand sanitizer bottle at him. Because, yeah, I've seen that. Also, to be fair with the Jake Paul question, he is, like, significantly heavier than me. So it would probably be a bit hard to wrestle him. But I don't know. I did judo and shit as well. So it wasn't just wrestling. For some reason, every Australian MMA gym, they really prioritise doing judo. We have a real big judo base with all of our gyms. That's why you see a lot of Granby rolls and a lot of jiu-jitsu type, judo type defense, like from JDM and fighters like that. A lot of judo around Perth especially, a lot of judo. I'm racist. Oh, okay. Why are you racist, skirt? What made you racist? If you had to box Topuria and you can pick one heavyweight in the top 10, 15 to help you, who are you picking? Tom Aspinall. Or do you mean just the top? Do you just mean 10 to 15? So I can't pick the top 5. Is that what you mean by that? So I'd have to look up the rankings. Let's look up the rankings here. Are you Australian? I am Australian. No, between 10 to... Oh, that makes it a lot harder. All right, let me look. Let me look at the rankings. You're racist towards Indians. Why are you racist towards Indians, skirt? You think Topuria sleeps Paddy easy? Why is Paddy next in line? I don't know if you'd sleep him, but I think you would finish him. I'd maybe TKO to the body, maybe subs him, but I think you would eventually get him out of there. But I would go... why he's getting the title shot. I don't know if he is actually going to get it, but if he does get it, I would say it's because he is the biggest name. He brings the most money. How does the RoboCop make Pfeiffer looks? Makes him look like he has pillow hands in hindsight. Obviously he doesn't, but like, Jesus Christ, how do you not KO Jack Hermanson? But Hermanson was coming off a win though. When Hermanson comes off a win, he's like the worst fighter in the world. Milking. Very nice. Okay, top 5. Okay, top 10. I would probably pick Derek. I'd probably pick Derek Lewis to help me, to be honest. I think he would land. I think he would be able to land some big shots. Oh, actually, no, I'd pick Shamil Gaziv. I reckon Shamil Gaziv would be good help against Ilia. I think Shamil would be so big, he'd be able to just fucking sit on top of him. He can actually wrestle a little bit. He's got heavy hands. I would just let Gaziv fight for me, probably. Or I'll try and get a hold of Ilia, and when he, like, knocks me down, I'll let Gaziv, like, punch him in the back of the head. I reckon that's a good strategy to have. So I had confused HADM and Jackamans for like a whole year at one point. That's really bad. How do you confuse them? They're not even similar. Like the only similarity they have is that both their names are Jack and that they're under the same management. That's literally it. They're not even from the same countries. But I forgive you, Matthew Miller. Damn, we got two mods in the chat. To be fair, no one has stiffened Hermanson like that. Yeah, but like, how does Pfeiffer not even drop him? You know, like normally we see Hermanson get dropped almost every fight, but somehow Pfeiffer didn't even drop him. Like that's a real bad look for Pfeiffer. But he did drop Kelvin Gastelum, who's got a granite chin. And hey, did you guys see Kelvin Gastelum's misso? He's dating like some South Korean model or some shit. So fair play to Kelvin. Short king, fat king, Mexican king. He's pulling above his weight. Good on him. Shout out to Kelvin Gastelum. It's not the chase for gold anymore. It's the chase for Panani, and he's fucking caught it. So good job for, shout out to Kelvin Gastelum. Pillow Fist Baby, Schlong, Pfeiffer. Jesus Christ. He's going to kill me now that I've read that out. He's coming back from the salt mines. I love that when Joe Pfeiffer got like hell pissed off that Lucas Tracy made like a video and he put him as the saltiest fighter, unironically proving Lucas Tracy's point that he is the saltiest fighter by being very salty. He was put on the saltiest fighters list. But yeah, Joe Pfeiffer, what a guy. I don't know. I seen some people making memes about Joe Pfeiffer burning down the UFC Mexico Institute, what I thought was really funny. Were those Homer fists necessary in Oliveira after he was clearly unconscious? Was it more of a statement to the lightweight division? I think it was Ilia, like, because Oliveira normally gets dropped and he's like in his guard and everything like that. He normally gets dropped. I think Ilia was just making sure he was definitely stiffened. Obviously, he probably knew he was out, but you just got to make sure, Oliveira recovers quick, but you can't recover when you're fucking dead on the canvas. Did you see Guru suggest Robocop versus Edmund? I think that'd be a sick fight. I actually don't know who would win that. I think Gregor Rodriguez would probably grapple a bit more in that fight, which would maybe gas out Edmund. I don't know. Both of them don't have the best gas tanks. I think they're gonna do Robocop versus Izzy though, 100%. That's why Izzy was waiting till this weekend to find out who he's fighting. He's always talked about how he wants to fight Robocop, so I reckon they're gonna try and do Robocop versus Izzy. Honestly, Robocop's HES guard is infuriating. Yeah, it's fucked. Fighters got to keep fighting until the fight is 100% over, in my opinion. AKA the ref clearly stops it. Yeah, people got to stop these early stoppages, 100%. No more early stoppages in 2025. Nah, Jesus Christ, though. I like that hammer fist from Rodriguez to Hermanson was fucking like, that was illegal. That was not illegal, literally, but that was like attempted murder, man. Izzy probably loses that? I hope so. I think it would be an interesting fight because people would probably just assume because Cannonier chinned him that he would get chinned here, but Rodriguez would probably catch Izzy at this point. Izzy's chin is toast, and he could also grapple if he really needed to. You lost a bet. Otis, the beefy one. What else have I not read? But yeah, going back to that question, I would imagine Tai Tuivasa versus Ilia Topuria. How funny that would fucking be. I feel like Ilia would actually just like be able to just move around and fucking just punch him to the gut a couple times. Uh-oh, Delirious Umbridge is back. Oh no, there's an I. There's a G. Oh, there's an I. Oh, you got counter-struck by Otis, the beefy one. I hate that the most interactive I hate how most interactive the chat is when somebody's trying to say the N-word. Until we meet again. Topuria versus Gaethje would be fun. It would be fun, but I think Ilia would probably put out Gaethje in the first round really badly. I think Gaethje's chin's sort of gone. Like, it did look good against Fiziev, but Fiziev, I think we got to realize that Fiziev just has pillow hands. I think Fiziev is like one of the most pillow-fisted guys in lightweight. So, I don't know. But then also, Holloway knocked him out cold as well. So, it's like, I don't know. I think Ilia would dead Gaethje. But it would be fun for while it lasts. I reckon Gaethje would go full. He'd have to fight very reckless to try and, like, get respect from Topuria. My bad. Give Ilia Paddy. I can't see Legends getting KO. That's true. Fiziev looks like Liver King. He does, actually. Have you seen Liver King's been trying to, like, fucking assassinate Joe Rogan? I don't even mind Kai, but it was funny seeing Izzy's reaction. I actually haven't seen Izzy's reaction to it, so I'll be interested to see that. Because he looks like he could fight at 145. Apparently, he tested his weight at the PI, and apparently he can't make 145. Apparently, his bones are too dense. Robocop should be ranked over Kopylov at this point. Yeah, probably, to be fair. Benny, I'm concerned for your posture. How the fuck do you stream 5 hours without moving your neck bent like that? You're actually right. I'm gonna like lay down a bit. I was the other day. I'm gonna put a pillow here. My neck got so fucked because I literally just didn't move for like 5 hours. It was so stiff. It was really bad, but it's all good now. Liver King while trying to assassinate Joe Rogan while obviously fucked up is absolutely hilarious. Yeah, I don't know why he's like going for Joe Rogan. Like Joe Rogan gave him a platform. Like, is he pissed that he gave him a platform? I don't know why. Liver King's just gone on the deep end. Stuck in the mud, yeah. It's sad because Van has no chance against Pantoja. He's got a chance, but it's a very low one. Pantoja's unchinnable. Van doesn't have the most power, but he throws a lot. So I don't know. I reckon it'll be a good fight, but I reckon Pantoja will probably win like a 48-47 decision. I reckon the thing is Pantoja doesn't even have great cardio. He always gasses, but he just has such a good heart that he just doesn't shy away from the game plan. Liver King is a Red Bull away from combusting. Poor Liver King, even Joe Rogan gave me an invite. Yeah, Liver King is just, I don't know. I'd like to. Do you remember when Liver King was actually trying to convince people he was natty? I can't believe people actually would think that that guy was fucking natty. India should try and claim Pantoja. Yeah, they should. Otis, do you know that Hyder Emil is part Indian? And like after it became like public consciousness, he literally got KO'd. That is so sad because he was like on a good run and it just gets shinned in 26 seconds. Like that's fucked. Pantoja was able to take Kai out. He was. Good. Good performance. Really good performance. I thought Kai would have a lot more success. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was shocked at how easy that was for Pantoja, you know. Does Islam return back to lightweight or lose against JDM? Islam looks like a lightweight. It is hard for him to make. I think if he loses, he'll definitely move back down. I can't see him fighting welterweight contenders. He could just straight retire too, to be honest. But I hope he doesn't do that if he loses. Ozek was the only guy to really give him a tough fight as of late. Pantoja always looks gassed but retains his speed. It's insane. He does look a bit Indian, to be fair. Yeah, he's not really that Indian. Like, I think I read that apparently Hyder Emil, his mum's Filipino. He was born in the Philippines, but his dad is Indian, Turkish, English, and Romanian. So barely any Indian in him, but I thought that was interesting. Pantoja always look gas but retains his speed. All-time stinker performance-wise from Kai. Yeah, it was bad. I think he was nervous, to be honest, because normally his takedown defense looks a lot better than that. You know, I think the nerves really got to Kai. Not that he would have won anyway, but I think he was definitely fucking feeling the nerves a little bit in there. But you know, Pantoja's just too good. It's just too good. I thought Urseg beat Pantoja. It was very close. Urseg, I'm just surprised that Urseg did so much better than Kai because Kai is known for his takedown defense. Urseg got taken down quite a bit on the regional scene. I think Urseg just really showed up for that fight against Pantoja. The whole fight week was rough for his reputation. Yeah, people. I don't know. I get that people can find it cringe when he does like the tongue thing, but that literally is his culture. And I know people keep saying he's white for some reason, but I mean, look at his eyes. He's clearly mixed. You know, he's clearly moldy. But I feel bad for Kai. Like, it's his culture, man. Like, come on, fucking leave him alone. But yeah, he just gets shat on a lot. I was rooting for Hyder because he fights out of Bay Area where I live, but he got smashed. He got destroyed. And Kai took Urseg out. Yeah, it's just weird. I love betting on Pantoja 1.4. Literally every title defense is insane. Yeah, he just always. Pantoja, I feel like Pantoja just can't finish people straight away. He's been doing it for ages. I don't know why people started now. I don't know. I think people are just getting a lot more comfortable shitting on people's cultures. You know, it is what it is. But I just feel bad for Guy, man. Like, he seems like a decent dude. But at least he's got a very beautiful wife. I don't know if you guys see him, but he's got a very beautiful wife. So, you know, he's not losing when it comes to life, at least. MMA math never adds up. It doesn't. It never does. It never makes any fucking sense. Bryce Mitchell gave Ilia Topuria his toughest fight, for God's sake. Or Yusuf Salal. Yusuf Salal had the toughest fight with Ilia. Obviously, he got better, but still. People should hate on Dariush more. Oh, poor Dariush, man. I was so happy. Like, I wasn't happy that Moicano lost, but I was just happy I got my pick right with Dariush. I was so confident Dariush was going to win that. Kai knocked Steve out because Steve is tall and the overhand landed. Yeah, he's got tall man defense. Is Kai's wife like 3 feet taller than him? Yeah, she is. She's got to be at least like 5'8" or something. She looked massive next to Kai. Pantoja rushed him right away and gave him no chance to strike. Yeah, that's the thing. Pantoja is just... The pressure is insane. Dariush in the pool with those African kids, the mad creep. Jesus Christ. Dariush is a nice dude. Leave Dariush alone. Come on, man. Pantoja won the strike. Dude, yeah, he was beasting him up. He actually dropped Kai to like one knee with a shot. He like buckled him a little bit. I don't know. It was the best Pantoja ever looked. How please are you? How old are you? Oh, I'm 24 years of age. I'm 2'4". I'm 24. Him and Spike Cairo need locked up. What did Spike Cairo do? Jesus Christ! Don't tell me the Alpha Ginger did something bad. Otis the beefy one. Pantoja landed leg kicks. Topuria will not fight Armin. He will. It will happen eventually, probably, unless he moves up. Keep Benil away from Topuria. Benil would die. Like, he'd actually be convulsing if he fought Ilia Topuria. Kai lost as soon as he started dancing for the camera during training. Strikes for strike. Pantoja hurt Kai a lot more, yeah. You're 1 year younger than me. Hey, at least I'm not the oldest in here. But yeah, Pantoja just has such an insane chin. Like, he's got probably the best chin, probably. Bro, this is the law. You never seen the pics of Dariush and Spike with those... No, I didn't. I haven't. I didn't even know there was pics of Spike Carla and Dariush. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't even know they knew each other. I almost won 10 times on a parlay, but Hamza decided to show up in a McKinney suit. Yeah, McKinney just went out there and immediately subbed him. But I thought he would sub him. It's hard to just KO Slava Claus. You got to go out there and you got to wrestle. Typically to beat him. But yeah, Slava Claus, Jesus Christ, that was a pretty bad performance from Slava Claus. Sad to see. I always liked Slava Claus, you know, but I hope he gets another chance. Yeah, they did some charity in Africa and were barfing with the school kids. That's really odd, to be fair. I mean, at least why the fuck did Spike Carl go to fucking Africa to go do charity? That's really fucking bizarre, to be honest. Fucking Spike, the Alpha Ginger, just... Slava's 8-6. Yeah, he's getting cut. Yeah, I know. He's getting cut. But it was fun while it lasted. I remember... He's still 8. People forget, man. He beat Chris Duncan. He beat Chris Duncan somehow. I don't know how. I don't know how he did it, but he beat Chris Duncan. Who do you think will be the first Fighting Nerd World Champ? Probably Gene Silver. Look at you sitting there on stolen native land. Is that not a profile picture of Andrew Jackson as your profile picture? I'm pretty sure that's Andrew Jackson. Literally the guy who did the Trail of Tears. Come on, J-Rod. 2 weight cuts in 1 week, Chris Duncan. Okay, that makes it a bit more fair. Islam vs. Ilia would be a banger. It would be a banger. I'd like to see that. I would love to see that one day. That's why Chris got a second shot on Dana White Contender Series. That makes a lot more sense then. Chris Duncan. Who's Chris Duncan fighting again? Didn't he just get a fight booked? I can't remember. Oh, he's fighting Medel Medeiros, isn't he? Why is Kai Kara France your favorite fighter? Kai Kara France is not my favorite fighter. You should know. Lonely out in Australia. Love Pantoja's style of takedown where he charges forward until his opponents trip over the backing up. Yeah, it's effective, alright? It works. If it works, it works. Somehow it really works. I don't know how it works so much, but it's effortless. Rebecca. Oh, he's fighting Rebecca. That's it. Oh my god, Rebecca versus Duncan. That's a tough one. Who's your MMA? Hear me out. Is this like as a fighter or like something when it comes in regards to smashing? I need to know. Marvin Vettori is my favorite fighter. How is that even a question? I love Marvin Vettori. I love him. He's a big meathead. I fucking love Marvin Vettori. How is that even a question? I fucking love him so much. Smash. I don't know. That's actually a tough question. I can't actually think. Remind me of that question before. Thoughts on Gutierrez Valentin as the 318 featured fight? Ew, yeah, that's horrible. That card looks awful. UFC 318 is one of the worst pay per views I've ever seen. It's gonna do like 0 buys. Nobody's actually gonna catch fucking Dustin Poirier's retirement. The UFC media is torn on whether or not Chris Ewert will ever touch UFC canvas. I think he should get another chance. Like, for fuck's sake, the guy took the fight on 4 days' notice. Yeah, he should have told them, like, yeah, it was, he wasn't going to make the weight. He should have been more honest. He should have tried to make it a catch weight. But, like, Jesus Christ, give the guy a break. Give your reparations to a true native like Kai Kara France. I'm not from New Zealand, so, like, I have no reason to give my reparations to fucking Kai. My ancestors didn't do anything to the fucking Moldy. So, no. I mean, I wouldn't give reparations to anybody. I haven't fucking done anything to anybody. Why the fuck would I pay anything? I can't control what my ancestors did. But I don't think my ancestors did anything bad because they're all immigrants. They came after fucking colonization. 15 fight card with only 2 good fights. Ariana Celeste Benny. Yes, sir. Nolan Maxwell, you know it. Ewert got his contender series fight re-added on week 1. Did he actually? That's good. That's actually really good. I'm glad. Is Jones' legacy tarnished after all the Hamdinger debacle? I don't think it's tarnished, but it definitely makes him look very weak. Like, it makes it look like he was, like, scared, which I don't even know if that's the case, but he definitely was worried. He knew it was a tough fight. Yeah, against Pantarov. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. We're all 7th cousins, by the way. We are. We're all related somewhere down the line. Probably got relations to all fucking Europeans because I got literally ancestors from every country in Europe almost. At least every region of Europe I have I have like some ancestry. Why are you supporting Gene Silver so hard? I'm not supporting Gene Silver so hard, J-Rod. Oh my god, did you see who Lewis Lee Scott is fighting? LMFAO. Yeah, he's fighting an Indian dude, isn't he? That's probably assigned to max bet Lewis Lee Scott by first round finish, if I've ever seen one. But I think the guy he's fighting's fought in America, so maybe he's actually going to be a bit better. I feel like the Indian guys who fight overseas tend to do a bit better. If you're just fighting in a like country with bad MMA and you're only beating guys from bad MMA countries, you're not going to be great. But at least he's fighting American competition, so that's like he's still probably going to get smoked though. I think I watched a bit of him. He doesn't look particularly great, but you never know. Maybe Lewis Lee Scott will shit the bed. True, like that Manshir, yeah, that geezer. That guy, Manshir is actually very good. That guy was actually really good on Road to UFC. The guy fought some Central Asian dude. He gassed out, but he was actually very tough. Good jiu-jitsu. They should have signed him. I don't know why they didn't sign him. He could definitely do a lot better than Anshul Jubilee in the UFC. Quillen Sauerkill would still smoke him though. Did you guys see the clip of Quillen Sauerkill? He did an interview with I can't remember the Lebanese Australian dude. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he like called himself the minority. He called him killer. He said that. He said that was his. He called himself that. That is fucking crazy. That clip is going to circuit. That clip is going to come back to bite him in the ass. I feel like, but obviously he was joking. But I already seen people saying like all this crazy shit about Sauerkill after he said that. Why did you get that photo of Charles Oliveira on your arm? Yeah, bro. Yeah. God, my arms look fucking tiny right now. I weighed myself today, by the way. I'm fucking 78 kgs. I'm losing weight. I'm coming down to lightweight. I'm going to sort Ilia out myself. No, I'm joking. He'll kill me. What do you think of Jacoby? I thought his cardio looked ass. He looked so fucking bad. His cardio, like, that was shocking because his cardio looked really good on Dana White Contender Series. I don't know how it turned so shit. I'm glad you recognized Andrew Jackson. Of course, Andrew Jackson's a legend. He fought the big banks and won. You know, they tried to take him out, but he fucking, they tried to take him out, but the gun literally, somebody tried to shoot Andrew Jackson, and the gun literally, like, just, the bullets wouldn't come out. They're too scared to face Andrew Jackson because he was a real man. How tall are you? I'm 6 foot. That dude, Ewert, is fighting on Dana White Contender Series, has a win over Rocky Edwards on the regional scene. Very nice. What do you think, Wonderboy fighting again on the Derek Lewis card? It's a weird fight. I feel like there were so many better fights you could have done, you know? I would have rather have seen Wonderboy versus, like, Muslim Salikov. You know, him versus Striker. Like, why are we just giving Wonderboy grapplers? Can we not just let him beat... can we just not let him beat up a Striker or something? Jacoby gonna regret calling Samuel Patterson a white boy. Yeah, I remember that clip. 6 foot, 80 kgs with little miss muscle. Are you skinny fat? Yeah, I would say so. I'd say I'm weirdly athletic though. I can put on like if I don't eat shit for like a day, I normally have a pretty good build. So I wouldn't say I'm skinny fat. I'd say I'm just like borderline athletic build, but not super athletic by any means. I have a flat stomach. I have like borderline abs, but not a six pack by any means. I hope and pray my ancestors were colonizers. Fair enough. They hate Wonderboy, bro. They do. They do. They fucking hate him. Wonderboy versus MVP would be class, and I would die on that hill. Yeah, but they're friends though. Apparently they won't fight because they're mates. Also, if anyone's new to this chat, make sure you like the video and subscribe. I go live all the time. Just got to throw that out there. And slave owners. Oh, very nice, J Rod. Very nice. You want slave owner ancestors? Fair enough. Where are you from, J Rod? Are you from the south? Because if you're from the south, there's a good chance. Wonder Boy and MVP actually fought way back in the day in a kickboxing tournament. They actually fight each other? That's crazy. I didn't know that. If there's footage, I'd love to see that. And who won? I feel like Wonder Boy versus MVP would offer their defense as their fullback, usually boring fights historically. Yeah, I think there would be a chance it's pretty bad. The slave owners didn't realize that 10 generations later, their progeny would be weakling and their slave owner would chat. Oh, actually, that was Raymond Daniels, my bad. Yeah, I was wondering, I know that's the only fight Wonderboy lost, but it was a no contest because he got injured, but he clearly was losing to Raymond Daniels. I think I read that the reason like that there's so many like really athletic African Americans is because like they were back during slavery, a lot of the slaves, they would build like they would breed oh god, that sounds really bad. But they would like make the bigger slaves breed with the more athletic women. And I think that's why there was like big athleticism with a lot of African Americans compared to like other West Africans. You know, like you don't really. Well, I guess Nigerians are typically pretty athletic, but you know what I mean. Like that's why there's so many athletic and big, tall African Americans is because the slave owners would do eugenics pretty much. It was just eugenics. Sorry, can barely type with this baby on my shoulder. What is your most controversial MMA take? Probably that Shavkat Rakhmonov is overrated and will never be champion. It's probably my most controversial one. I've been saying that for years, even before the Ian Gary fights and the Wonder Boy fight. I was a slave. Oh, well, he's not a slave anymore. Sickle cell anemia lead to guys with fast twitch fiber surviving. UFC is opening a PI in Antarctica. Oh, that'll be cool. We can get some penguins in the fucking UFC. It's a shame that nobody ever just like straight moved to Antarctica. It would have been cool if there was like people who lived in Antarctica besides like little like scientists and geeks. No, shit rat is a beast. Nah. He is a beast, yeah, but he's overrated for sure. You know, he's got no striking defense. His wrestling's really mid. He's got really good submissions, but like he's got that, but he's pretty slow. His striking's not like that great. I think that's the reason black guys are athletic. Yeah, but not all black guys are athletic. I think it's West Africans and East Africans are super super athletic. Like there's actually I've seen a stat that like the top 20 uh fastest runners or something are all from the same village and tribe in Kenya because they all just have like some weird genetic uh disposition to just be really fast and have good cardio. They didn't enslave the Ethiopians and look at them, they're like 5'8". No, the Nigerians, I didn't catch it, had to be a flex. Yeah. Who can beat Ilia right now in lightweight? Paddy or Armin? I would give Armin a better shot. West and East are athletic in different ways. It's just fast versus slow twitch content. Yeah, that's true. Very true. I'm not going to read that one out, Chance Cottle. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. Jesus Christ. There was actually an ad in Australia that was like really controversial. It wasn't for us, but because like we didn't have like the whole stereotypes and stuff with KFC. There was like a KFC ad that was it was literally just a white guy sitting with a bunch of Caribbean people at like a cricket game, and like they're all like very loud, and like he gave them a bucket of chicken and like a KFC bucket, and then they all just like chilled out. That was an ad in Australia in like 2006, 2007. Like it wasn't controversial here, but it got very controversial once it hit like international, like when people seen the ad on like YouTube and stuff. Also Kenya is very high in altitude, so environment plays a big factor. I think we'll get like some pretty I think we'll start getting like once Kenya like gets into MMA a bit more, we'll get like a lot of really good flyweights and bantamweights from Kenya. Especially cardio wise, we'll have like well, I say we, I'm not from Kenya, but like I feel like Kenya will have a lot of like Max Holloway type guys with insane cardio. Especially like if they have boxing base and stuff like that. Because those guys can just keep running and running. So I can imagine they would get like a lot of like Kenyan type Nate Diaz type fighters, just trying to break people with cardio and pace. Damn, Australia racist as fuck. I mean, we just didn't have the stereotype here, to be honest. I think that's why. Like, how long until we get a black champ? I don't know. Who's like the closest black guy in the division right now? I guess J. Elton Almeida has a good shot, maybe, but I think Aspinall would chin him. Light heavyweight. I don't think Roundtree will become champ. Middleweight. Don't see anyone at middleweight who would become champ. Yeah, I don't know. I can't. Off the top of my head, I can't. Lerone Murphy has the best shot, but I don't think Lerone Murphy would beat Volk or Movzar. I don't even think Lerone Murphy's going to beat Arnold Allen if that fight happens. So, why are Island guys good in MMA? What Island guys like Islanders, like Polynesians? Anshul Jubilee, the real African champ. Manel Cape. Yeah, Cape's got a good shot. Cape's got really good takedown defense. He had a really competitive fight with what's his name, with Pantoja. Polynesians are good, more so like striking sports because they have really big heads, so like they're very durable. A lot of Polynesians. That's why they say like Polynesian chin and stuff like that. Like I don't know, they're just very durable. They're very big people as well. So like they like I think they're the heaviest people per capita. Like I think there's a island country that's the most obese, and it's like it might not be Polynesian, it might be Micronesian, but I think it's Palu that's got like the highest obesity rate. So just they're very big people. That's the most emotional thing you've said all stream. What? Like Polynesian people have big heads. Like that's why they're very durable. Like Mark Hunt, the Tougher brothers. That's why they're very durable. Even like Max Holloway's head's bigger than his body. I don't know, they're just very durable. And then, like, if they're durable, then they just got to work on the striking and stuff. It's just, there's no real, besides, like, Max Holloway, there's no Polynesians who have real good takedown defense at the moment that I can think of. Anshul Jubilee, aka the Indian street food mukbang. Oh, Jesus Christ. NZ has the second highest rate of obesity after US last time I checked. Defo could have changed by now. Yeah, New Zealand's up there, but I meant like not like I meant percentage wise, just like not numbers, but just percentage wise. A lot of like I think American Samoa was like 90% were obese or something. It was like something really crazy at one point. They probably have the biggest bone density of all people, Tongan Samoans. Tree trunks for legs. Yeah, it's crazy. Like they all just like my friend is Moldy, and he said the highest rates. Oh yeah, I get you. My mate is he's Moldy, and he says like Moldy's literally just come out of the womb like 70 kgs. Like it's just, especially for men, they're just very big people. That's why they're very nice people. They're very chill. Like some of they look very scary to some people, but they're very nice people. I like Polynesians. They're very good people. If you're good with if you have beef with like Polynesians, you probably like deserve it. Typically they're very chill. No head is bigger than Tito Ortiz. I don't care where you're from. Tito is gonna outlive his kids. People forget about Tito Ortiz said he would love to outlive his children, which is fucking insane to say now that I'm thinking about it. Tito gonna whine violin like Drink. Yeah. Oh, are you fucking kidding me or what? That guy can even barely even string a sentence together. Moldy is super nice, just not to each other. That's true. That's true. That's true. A lot of the Moldy beef with each other, but they're pretty nice, like, to other people. Will Ilia's next plan will be moving to welterweight after one title defense? I think he needs to get 4 title defenses. I don't want him to just jump up to welterweight. I think he can actually break some records at lightweight. I think at featherweight he could have broke some records, but he moved up too quick. I hope he stays at lightweight and just like farms a couple title defenses. Needs to bulk up. Yeah, the thing is, it's going to be really hard for him. No, Dana made Ilia promise not to go up to welterweight. Yeah, he promised not to move up straight away. It's wild that NZ has the most gang members per capita of every country in the world. Yeah, that is crazy, to be fair. I think it's more just like biker gangs and stuff like that, you know. If he beats Arman, he's cleared lightweight. Ilia said, literally said that today. Yeah, I don't know. I've seen that. But he will eventually move up, but he's just not going to move up straight away, you know. He needs to get some title defenses. Ilia seems too small forward. He does. I don't think he would have much success unless he gets like Sean Brady or Bilal or something like that. What's the guy's name? Justin Tuffer. I don't like that guy. He got submitted by Johnny Walker's brother and crashed out. Oh, you're talking about Junior Tuffer. That's Junior Tuffer's his brother. Yeah, it's the bikie gangs. Nothing like the Bloods in MS-13 that we got in the US. Yeah, they're a lot more. I feel like the gangs in New Zealand are a lot more chill. They're not just going to attack you for no reason, you know. Brady Moore's Ilia. Yeah, he probably would, but I feel like that is a better matchup for Ilia. If he can keep that standing, he would absolutely tool him up. But the size could definitely be a big factor. I don't know. I thought that DC wouldn't have much success at heavyweight because he was under 6'2", but he became double champ. That's true. I don't know. It just depends on how Ilia bulks up. If he keeps the same speed and takedown defense, he would absolutely destroy him. You know, he would absolutely destroy guys like Brady on the feet. But I don't know. I think he'd just be, I don't know, it'd be tough for him, you know, because Ilia was a bantamweight at one point, you know. It'd be crazy. Like, this guy was bantamweight, then he might go to welterweight. Like, that'd just be insane. Brady can't even take the forgotten guy's names punch. Exactly. It has to do with the history of their tribes and regulations of tribes where the Māori had to make gang clubs to meet up and such. Can't remember it all. They're known for wild bar fights, though. Have you ever watched Once We Were Warriors, Mr. C? Very good movie. Best Oceanian movie of all time. I think that it would help Ilia to take time off to properly put on weight before moving up to welterweight, 100%. Who is Aspinall going to fight to defend the belt? He'll fight Cyril Gahn, and then I think he'll get Jailton Almeida. And to get too comfortable at his new weight. Yeah, I think it would be interesting to see how Ilia would do it. That movie fucks me up to this day. I think about it often. Yeah, it's crazy. Especially Uncle Bully. Uncle Bully is crazy because he's in so many different movies. He portrays like every different race in a movie. He did a movie where he was a cholo gangster in like South Central LA. He did a movie where he literally played Jesus. He played a movie where he was Korean. Like he's played movies where he's been every ethnicity. It's crazy. And he's literally just like a Māori guy from New Zealand. Not even mixed or anything. Aspinall versus Ngannou. All Ngannou needs to do is say sorry to Dana and kiss him. Yeah, just give him a big kiss on the lips and Dana will forgive all. All will be forgiven. Which shouldn't be hard. Should definitely give him a big kiss on the lips, I reckon. It would be rude not to. You know that movie they play on the plane to New Zealand? You know that's the movie they play on the plane to New Zealand from other countries? That's crazy. I don't think I could watch a movie like that on a plane. I'll just start getting fucking depressed. Good movie, though. It's such a good movie. You know, Mr. C, did you know they made a sequel to Once We Were Warriors? It was like a straight-to DVD type movie, but I watched it. It's on YouTube. I actually watched it. Very, very, not bad, but very weird. It's like, it doesn't feel like the same movie. They also introduced a brother that just didn't exist in the first movie. I don't know where the fuck this guy was, but they just, yeah, more like straight to VHS. Yeah. But it was weird. Like, they just straight invented a new brother. Do you think Hucker is cringe? No, I don't think it's cringe. I think it's cool. Like, when they do it at the All Black games and stuff like that, I think it's pretty cool. Did you even grow up with VHS? I did. Bro, I was born in 2001. I wasn't born in, like, 2010. We had VHS when I was a kid. Hucker is badass. Yeah, Hucker is cool. I like the Hucker. I don't know. Like, the thing that Kai does isn't even the Hucker. I think it's called something else what he does. But the Hucker is actually cool. Like, when they do it at All Blacks games and stuff like that, it's actually really cool. But, I don't know. People shit on it, but, I don't know. I feel bad. Like, I feel bad for my mate because he's Māori. Like, he doesn't care, but, like, he sees all of these fucking posts about, like, them shitting on his culture. It must be fucking annoying. But, yeah. I think it would be cooler if it was, like, a big heavyweight doing a haka. Like, imagine, like, just a guy doing, like, the haka and, like, while he's facing off in the cage. That'd be a lot better. Does like a 2-second scalping pose. Yeah. It's got a proper name for it, but I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to ask my friend what it's called. But yeah, like, imagine, like, you know, like, Kamaru Usman does like the little thing where he'll go off and face off with the guy. Like he'll actually go up in their personal space. There should be like a moldy guy who just gets to the like center of the cage during Bruce Buffer's announcements and does like a little haka. Yo, is it so crazy for me? Because Izzy was from Nigeria and grew up in New Zealand, but he got an American accent. How does that work? My friend always says this too, and he says like about how cringe Izzy is. He's like, how is he raised in Nigeria or born in Nigeria, moved to New Zealand, ends up with an American accent? Izzy doesn't have an American accent. He does. He doesn't have a Kiwi accent. He's got a. It does. He sounds very American. Even like he doesn't sound Kiwi. He's got like a. I don't know. He talks like a. He has a slight American accent. It's a bit odd. I don't know what it is, but it's not. You can say it's not American, but it's definitely not a Kiwi accent. It's not a Nigerian accent either. So I don't know. I think it's probably just because he grew up with a lot of American TV or something. Because he said he was a self-identified like loser growing up. He didn't have many friends. I don't think when he went to school. So maybe he's like he just maybe just stay home watching like American TV a lot or something. Because that can actually influence your accent. If you're not like going out and talking to people a lot, just watching a lot of shows could do that. There's a high class Nigerian accent. Maybe, but I don't know. I've never met any Nigerians with an accent like that before. Lukai doing the haka would be adorable. JDMK or Ilia, he would. He's too big. He's too big. Yeah, Nigerians speak loads of English. I know they do. It's language there. My dad's from Nigeria. He was born in Nigeria. I know that, but like, it's still. I don't. Typically, they have a much stronger African accent, like, you know, than It doesn't typically sound American, like Izzy does. But yeah, I think JDM. I don't know if he would KO Ilia cold, but I think he would beat him. Kenny is the cringest. Yeah, Kenny is very cringe. Very, very cringe. He actually tried to say Bilal won the fight against JDM, which is fucking crazy. Benny, oh boy. You say that every time Kenny's mentioned. You call me Benny, oh boy. Damn, we had like 60. You are his counterpart. Fuck you. I'm not Kenny Okoye's counterpart. Fuck you, Mr. C. Go fuck yourself. I'm not Kenny Okoye's counterpart. And for you to say that is an insult. I'm his counterpart. That's an insult. Might be Space Time Continuum. I've never watched any Kenny Okoye in my life. I've never watched any of his videos, but I have seen like clips of him pop up on Twitter of just people like just calling out his takes pretty much. Actually, I did watch one of his weird videos, and I think I left a reply like saying about how wrong he was about something. But that's like it. That's the closest. No one's cringier than the Cringe Lord Triple C. I don't know that he's got some competitors now in this day and age. Triple C's fucking barely even in the top 5 cringiest fighters now. I mean, you got Gene Silver who just keeps barking all the time. And you also have Raul Rosas who had like that. Did you guys see that weird clip with Raul Rosas where he's talking to like a podcast or something like that? I watch Black Boxing Podcast, but I think maybe DJ is the only black MMA YouTuber I watch. I think that might be the same for me. I can't think off the top of my head. Oh, no. I don't watch Martial Mind. Oh. You've stumped me. I actually can't think of any black MMA YouTubers I watch, really. There's not really that many that I can think of besides DJ, Kenny Okoye. I watched Usman's podcast, if that counts. I watched the Usman and Triple C podcast a lot. I'm a big Usman fan. I've always liked Usman. So I'd try and watch anything with Usman. Do you ever watch Black Boxing Podcast, or are you racist? Hey, listen, I might be racist, but I do watch Black Boxing Podcast. No, I'm kidding. I don't really watch much boxing. I don't really watch a lot of boxing channels, really. I watch a lot of like highlights and like history videos. Like I watch boxing history ones where they talk about old fights, but I don't really watch many boxing podcasts because, I don't know, I'm just more focused on MMA. Did Jake Paul beat Chavez Jr.? He did. I think he won 8 rounds to 2. So, I didn't watch the fight. I watched a few highlights, but Jake Paul just sort of like beat the shit out of him, and then in the ninth and 10th round, I think uh, Chavez Jr. actually like started to throw more punches, but he didn't finish him. So yeah, he lost a decision. You got to rate Showbiz the adults 5 minute long intro, best intro ever. Okay, let's have a look. Do I need audio for it, or is it just a good intro? Let me have a look. Show Biz. Schofield. Okay, I need audio. All right, let me get it up. Showbiz, the adult. Did you see Sean Strickland punch somebody at a regional event? I did, because the guy told him to suck his dick and called him a bitch. I think that Sean Strickland might get suspended for that. If Armin gets suspended for punching a fan, he might. Who you got, Canelo or Crawford? I will go with... I think Canelo might be too big for Crawford. But we'll see. All right, let me watch this intro. Okay, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Showbiz the adult. He's got a very... I didn't watch all 5 minutes of it, but Jesus, yeah, he's got a lot of energy for his intro, Jesus. Did you see Sean, who you got? Lucas Tracy, GOAT list update, 1 Ilia, 2 BST, 3 Volk, 4 Tracy Cortez, 5 Van. People forget, man. Tracy Cortez. You know, people forget, man. She fucking finished Brian Ortega. Have you seen that clip where Brian Ortega got rocked by like hitting his head on their Ring doorbell like a couple years ago? That's how I knew he was like done. He like got rocked, like bumping his head, and he looked out on his feet. Somehow, yeah, fucking lost to that version of Ortega though. So didn't Chimaev get arrested for getting in a physical altercation in a recent UFC? I don't think he got arrested or anything, but he did have he had a massive brawl with Habib's cousin, Ubakar, who's really bad. Ubakar's like the really bad Dagestani one. Have you ever done hard sparring? Oh, I don't know. It would depend on how you define hard sparring. Like I've done full contact, swinging at each other, but I don't like hard sparring though. I try to avoid it. I don't want to get CTE unless I'm having an actual fight. I said I needed a Joshua Van masterclass, and I got one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Joshua Van, now he's going to fight Pantoja. That's going to be a fucking sick fight. I think Pantoja... Oh, I don't know who's going to win, man. I think I could see Van fucking getting winning the last 3 rounds just with, constant pressure, but Pantoja's hard to beat. Would you survive 5 minutes with Cortez? Oh, 100%. She'll finish... I'll finish her before she finishes me. Hard sparring is dumb. Yeah, there's no benefit to hard sparring, you know. Because at the end of the day, you'll find out how your heart is in the fight. The only thing it'll do is take your chin away. And the chin is a very important thing. Pantoja would become the flyweight GOAT. He will. I think he will. I don't know who can beat him, you know. Erste gave him the most run for his money, but he looks like he's improving. I think if they brought Makayev back, I think Pantoja would beat Makayev pretty handedly as well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know who would give him any trouble. He's pretty much beat the whole fucking rankings. He's gonna beat if he beats Joshua Van. That's another ranked guy. Eventually, they're just gonna start giving title shots to one ranked guys, because he's literally he said he doesn't want to move up either. He just wants to keep defending his belt, which is cool though. It's cool to have a long-term champion like Pantoja just keep beating people. So, be interesting to see. He's 35 as well. He's still not slowing down either. The 35 and over curse just isn't a problem for him. If you guys haven't already checked out my video, make sure you guys check out my video I put out today saying Ilia Topuria will become the undisputed GOAT of MMA. After I'm done with this stream, make sure you guys check that out if you haven't already. Give it a like, help me in the algorithms, of course. What was Kai Kara-France doing on the feet? It looked like he didn't have anything under him. Yeah, I think nerves got the best of him, and I think Pantoja's pressure was also really tough for him to overcome. I just don't think he ever was in the fight. Islam taps JDM, you agree? No, I think JDM will beat Islam. I think he will be able to keep the fight standing, and I think he will be able to unleash a lot of nasty combos on Islam and get him out of there in the third round. I just don't think Islam's going to translate very well to welterweight. But you never know. Crazy things have happened, but I just think JDM's got it in the bag. My favourite wrestling match was freshman year, where I was losing every second of the match in the last 15 seconds of the third round. I threw the dude down and pinned him with maybe 5 seconds left. Hey, people forget, man, Mr. C, he's a marauder. Marab vs. Pantoja super fight would be badass if Pantoja ever decided to move up. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see that, but Pantoja and Marab both said they don't want to fight each other, so that's a shame. But it would be such a sick fight. And Marab's literally, they're both lapping their divisions. Why would you not move up? But I don't know. Pantoja just wants to keep that win streak going at flyweight, I think. And why wouldn't you? I remember Marab said he was going to move down at one point when, if Aljo would have beat O'Malley, he said he would have kept it. Crazier Things he's the pound for number one. Crazier Things. He's the number one pound for pound. Oh, this dude trying to be guru. No, I literally picked JDM to beat Bilal. Like I believe in JDM. Islam's pound for pound number one, but it's just his wrestling isn't as good as Habib. You know, he's had a lot of trouble wrestling at all these lightweights. I think that it's going to be harder for him to wrestle a big guy like JDM, especially who looked really good on the grappling defense against Bilal. How the fuck? Like, I have an opinion on a fight. Doesn't mean I'm trying to be MMA guru. Like, I pick against a lot of gurus' predictions most of the time, but I agree that JDM would win. Crazier Things. It was for the third place in districts. Took me to regionals and he stayed home. His brother was a 3-time state champ. Rumor has it I retired him. Good shit. I remember my uncle was a Golden Glove boxer. Oh, was talking about Rogan impression, bud. Sorry. My bad. I was like, sorry, I like zoned out there. My bad. People forget, man. Yeah, sorry. I get what you mean now. Yeah, my uncle was a Golden Glove boxer. He fucking chinned some guy so badly, the guy, and he ran into the guy a couple years later, and he said the guy said I never fought again after that. So retiring someone must be a weird feeling. You're like, this guy was training to be a fighter and everything. You literally just straight fucking retired someone from doing something they love. That must be an insane amount of power to feel. I wonder who Poltan fights next. Apparently, what's his name? Ankalaev said that Poltan's trying not to fight him, and that he wants to fight Carlos Olberg. So maybe they're going to do Olberg versus Ankalaev. And I could so see them, and I keep saying this, I could so see a Carlos Olberg fucking split decision win, where it's just a really boring back and forth fight, where he just lands a couple more strikes. But you could also just chin fucking Olberg, because Olberg is chinnable for sure. MMA Aussie. Joe Rogan 2 seconds before Charles dies said he's taking these shots well. I know, that was crazy timing. He's taking the shots well. He's taking, this is just a different opponent. Joe Rogan's this is just a different opponent, He's just taking these shots better than anybody else does. And then he immediately just gets flatlined out cold with a fucking 1, 2, 3 down the pipe. Puts him out cold. The thing is, people don't realize Ilia took a lot of big shots from Charles and just no-sold them. He didn't even, react to them. Damn, Mr. C. Lucky you're not in your prime right now. Sounds like you're the man. Yeah, Mr. C is the man. My grandpa had some wild-ass stories. He was in the paper for winning the suicide race at the Okan Stampede. He was also in the paper for driving with a cougar in the backseat of his car. Damn. Was your grandpa, was that the Native American side, Mr. C? Joe Rogan is the one who called Patty up the cage and Dana and Topuria were against it. Yeah, Joe Rogan, sort of just took over matchmaking there. He, just straight... yeah, he just straight did what he wanted to do there. That was very interesting. Dana White was like, I don't know whose decision that was, but if I was there, I wouldn't have taken it. I wouldn't have let it happen. But I don't know. I want to see Paddy versus Ilia down the road, though. If I had a daughter, I'd give her to Mr. C just so my grandchildren might inherit the superior DNA. It's fucking crazy. That is an insane thing to say. But I respect it. How could you say something so crazy? But, hey man, if you believe it, if you believe, then you believe. As long as you believe. He told me a story at one time about he punched a guy so hard in the eye that his eye popped out and he had to get a lawyer. No evidence of that happening though, but yeah, he was a full-blooded native. Scousers don't get knocked out, lad. I'm a Scouser. We don't do if, buts, and maybes. We do absolutes. You're not gonna knock out a Scouser. You little muppet, you little sausage. You can't knock out a Scouser. You don't have the power. You won't even be able to knock me out. You won't even buckle me. You won't even knock me down. I'm a Scouser, lad. Ah, nah, mate. I ain't a great wrestler. I said I was losing every second of the match. Just didn't give up. He's got the heart of a warrior. What is Armin doing? Why does he want to be a backup again? He should just take a fight, and if he wins, he gets a title shot. Yeah, I agree. But I don't know. I think he just wants it the easy way. He should just fight fucking Michael Chandler or something like that. Hello from Saudi Arabia. Hello, Fasai or Mo. I hope you're doing very well. Welcome to the chat. If you're new, make sure you like the video and subscribe. Zappy Bitch, do you think Ilia is better than Charles on the ground? Because before the knockout, Charles almost had Ilia in a leg lock. Yeah, I think Ilia is better on the ground because he literally he immediately got fucking Charles Oliveira in a crucifix position. You know how like crazy that is to like it was like butter. It was like putting butter on toast. He got into the crucifix position so easily, so quickly. He secured the only takedown as well. I think he was significantly much better grappler there. So yeah, I'd say Ilia was the better grappler than Charles, which is crazy. I don't think the leg lock was really that close either. It was just more of a defensive move from Charles. Thoughts on Holloway Poirier? I'm not sure who's going to win. I'm leaning Dustin, but Dustin is definitely past his prime. But Max is coming off a KO loss, and I don't know how his confidence is going to be. Arman Sarukian. Arman's got the best shot, but I think Ilia will beat Arman Sarukian. Facts, I agree with you. Thank you, brother. If you agree with me, make sure you subscribe if you ain't already. I'm always just spitting facts. Make sure you like the video. But thank you for watching. I don't know, it's tough. Ilia just looks so good everywhere. It's like, I don't know why you're going to beat him. It's going to have to be someone who's got really good head kicks who can, if you're going to beat Ilia, you got to be tall and you got to have really good head kicks because he's short. And that's like the only thing we've seen is Ilia get caught with a couple head kicks in a few fights. But even then, he can definitely fix that part of his game. How do you see a fight between Islam and Ilia playing out? I think it'd be very competitive. I think Islam would have a lot of success with kicks in the fight. He's got really good kicks. But I think his wrestling will get neutralized, and I think that Ilia would eventually get him out of there. Probably body shots against the fence. But I think it'd be very tough. I think Islam would give him a fucking run for his money. Like, I'm not saying it'd be one-sided by any means. I think Islam would 100% give him a really tough fight. Ilia, Islam, or Alex have the greatest chance for a free division title shot. Yeah, I think Ilia's got the best shot out of all of them. Alex Pereira could 100% move up to heavyweight, and I think he could do well. I think Tom would destroy him, though. Used to think Makachev was unbeatable till El Matador showed up out of nowhere. Yes. El Matador just came out and he fucking... Yeah, he's crazy. It's crazy how good he is. Ilia has deadly combos he does. It's fucking crazy how good his combos are. That Jamal Turner, Jarlin Turner, the guy who killed Bobby Green, would be an awkward matchup for Topuria. He would, if he ever comes back. Jarlin Turner is like a weird matchup just because he's so long. He would be able to give Ilia some problems, but I think Ilia would eventually find his chin, though. But it's going to be one of those lanky guys, like a Dan Hooker. I think Ilia beats all these guys, just going to put it out there. But they would be trickier matchups for him. Charlin Turner has no heart for fighting any longer. Yeah, he doesn't. But I think he's coming back. He put up a post where he was like talking about coming back. So I think Charlin Turner's going to come back now. I heard someone say if Makachev gets knocked out by Ilia, Habib comes out of retirement. I would love that, but I don't think Habib's making 70 kgs ever again. You know, he's enjoying his burgers a little bit too much, I think. But that would be what a fight that would be, Ilia versus Habib. But Ilia, you know, he's 17-0 now. He could definitely get to like 25-0 or something like that if he just keeps fighting. He could just retire undefeated if he keeps winning. Obviously, if he keeps winning, obviously he's going to be undefeated. But if he keeps fighting, I think he could remain undefeated for like 2-3 years if he kept fighting. It'd still be in his peak. I don't know anyone who would really give him trouble. He felt guilty for killing Bobby Green, and now he's a Buddhist monk. Yeah, he would have felt really guilty because that referee really did want him to die. I don't know why it took him so long to stop it. Bobby Green must have like fucking shat in his cereal or something. Or actually, I remember that this was the same week that Bobby Green got into a fight with like Arman Sarukian's crew. So I reckon Arman Sarukian probably paid the referee off to just let Jarlin Turner keep battering his fucking skull in. Poor Bobby Green though, that like took his chin like completely. He had a good chin before that. Now he's just getting chinned every fight and getting choked out every fight almost. Hello, Delirious Umbridge. Again, good to see you again in the chat. Ruffy doesn't def gas. If Ruffy doesn't def gas, he's in my opinion a decently hard matchup for Ilia. I still think Ilia would win just because, like you said, if he doesn't gas, but he did gas against what's his name, that guy he fought, James Lontop. But Ruffy's, I still think it'd be a sick fight. I think they're going to do Ruffy versus Chandler next, which is good. So that'd be a good fight. Paddy the Fatty has a decent chance. You don't reckon he has a chance at Topuria? I think he would have a. No, I don't really. I think I would give him a 20% chance. I'd say I'd pick Topuria to win that fight 80% of the time. But Paddy could definitely give him a run for his money just because he's got a good chin. But I think Topuria could wrestle him as well. I think he'd have the wrestling to hold him down. He could beat him up on the feet definitely. I'd pick Topuria to win that. Jarlin Turner should skateboard with Peyton Talbot on Talbot's next walkout. Do you like life currently? I do. Life's good. I've got my my YouTube channel's doing well now. You know, for a while it was like this was going nowhere. It felt like, but I'm starting to get a lot more subscribers now. I'm getting some money off this, so everything's starting to like look up. So yeah, I'm in a very positive mindset right now. So yeah, life's good. Paddy's chin can't hold a candle to Max Holloway's 100%. People act like he's like super durable because he like took some big shots off Jared Gordon, who's not like the most powerful guy. He did get like sort of dropped by Rodrigo Vargas in their fight, like not like flush KO knocked out or anything like that, but he got like buckled. So I could see Topuria just absolutely lighting him up, and his style is leaving his chin out in the air. Like that's not going to be good against a guy like Topuria. And plus his weight cuts and putting on all this weight, his body's probably going to be really weak with all the weight cuts and him like ballooning up so much. We've seen Paddy buckle in every fight apart from the Chandler fight. Yeah, I know it's weird. And Chandler was the hardest hitter he fought, but Chandler's just so past it. It's going to take one of those taller lightweights with good range management to be competitive with Ilia and possibly beat him. Do doing live streams help you monetize off your YouTube videos? They do sort of. Yeah, I get quite a bit of money off these. Just not even if you don't donate. You know, donations would definitely help. Wink, wink. But yeah, even just like doing these help. I get more subscribers, and then that makes people go check out my other videos. So yeah, that's always good. Ilia sleeps Paddy. Yeah, I think so. I think it would sleep him. How much money you get per stream? Not a lot. People don't normally donate unless I like push them into direction. Which, speaking of which, if anybody wishes to donate me anything, even if it's $1.99, I do not care. I don't mind. Feel free to donate and send me a super chat. If you want, of course, you don't have to. But yeah, typically I don't really normally get donations every stream. How long have you been watching UFC for? Hardcore, I haven't missed an event since 2018, but I was watching casually from probably like 2016 as casual, and then I knew about UFC in like 2010 because of Brock Lesnar and stuff like that. But I was a casual in 2016, then I became a hardcore in 2018. I haven't missed an event since 2018. Yeah, I've literally watched every single UFC event. It doesn't matter how shit it is. I've watched every single one. Are your siblings cool? Yeah, they're alright. They're alright. I'm the coolest though. I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the big brother. I'm the cool big brother. That would be even cooler if someone donated me some money. No, I'm cheating. I gotta stop. Do I? But I do think he beats everyone at lightweight. The only way I think he does lose, if he moves up to 170. I think that would be too much for him. Yeah, 170 is just that's when it gets a bit too difficult for him, I reckon. I remember watching Chocolate and JDSP back in elementary days. Stepdad was a big fan. Oh man, if Topuria ends up sleeping Patty, then Patty is going to be mocked so bad for saying Scousers don't get knocked out. It'll be the MMA meme of the year. Yeah, there'll be so many clips, and I can just see it. I'm a Scouser lad. I don't get knocked out. And then it'll be like, it'll just be, it'll just be like a video of him just like on the canvas out cold. Your stepdad sounds cute, Mr. C. Is he still your stepdad to this day, Mr. C? Hand sanitizer, boy! I remember that press conference when Ilia was fighting Bryce Mitchell and Paddy was fighting Jared Gordon. That was so AIDS at the press conference. It's just Paddy's whole trash talk was just shouting out hand sanitizer, boy. It's not even a good fucking nickname either. I get it, you threw a hand sanitizer at him, but hand sanitizer's clean. Like you threw something clean at him. You're saying he's clean, like it should have threw like dirty fucking something dirty at him. Thought Bryce Mitchell was going to throttle Topuria. No, they got divorced. He looked like a white Robocop. That's a very interesting image in my head. So you're saying he just looked like a white Obama? A white Obama is an interesting look, to be honest. Paddy's one of the worst fighters on the mic of all time. Oh, yeah, he's up there. It's pretty bad. I think Ian Gary's still pound for pound the worst. Ian Gary's trash talk is awful. Nobody talks as good as I do. Can't even like fucking hold a candle to anybody. Anytime anyone trash talks him, you're all gonna be fans of me. You're all booing now. You're not gonna be booing on Sunday night. Sit down and shut up, and you do what you're told. It just sounds so forced with Paddy. The only way I see Paddy possibly winning is by getting Topuria emotional and out of his game plan, but then even then he'll probably get slept most likely, yeah. Even if Topuria goes out there swinging wild, I think he's got a good chin, and I don't really think Paddy's got anything on the feet for him that would hurt him too much. But imagine like gassed out Topuria just getting absolutely smashed against the fence by Paddy. That'd be crazy. Atiba Gutierrez being a featured fighter of a pay-per-view is laughable. Yeah, that's crazy. They really need to fix 318, like, pronto. The body of Robocop, not the face. His face actually reminded me of a white Denzel Washington. Very nice. Will McGregor ever return, you reckon? I don't know. I think he wants to, but I doubt he's ever going to come back. If he does, and he needs to fight Michael Chandler, somebody winnable. Where can we donate to get Jacoby Smith a media training? Just donate to me real quick, and I'll get the funds to him. Wink, wink. I'm kidding. Don't do that. That's false advertising. So no. But I don't know. We need to get Jacoby Smith like running on the treadmill like pronto, like right away. I don't know how he gassed out so badly against Nico Price. Because his cardio looked amazing on Dana White Contender Series, but Nico Price was just that step too big for him, and his cardio just plummeted. Robocop has the face of an old leather catcher's mitt. That's crazy. That is fucking insane. Nate Diaz versus Ilia, who wins in one welterweight. I'd go Ilia. I think Ilia would beat Nate Diaz. Especially current Nate Diaz, like guys lost to Jake Paul in a boxing match. He's taken a lot of damage. Ilia would probably be able to just kick out his leg. He's got really heavy leg kicks, and he'd probably end up just beating the shit out of him. Robocop drone struck Jack Manson. Yeah, he went full Obama there. He was treating Jack Manson like some Syrian fucking family in 2012. Insane power from Robocop. I would donate to you if I knew it wasn't going directly to support your gooning habit. I do not have a gooning habit. I don't watch pornography. I cut pornography out. I have no bad habits. Don't drink alcohol, don't do drugs, don't smoke, and I stay away from porn. Nate Diaz looks like both of his shoulders are dislocated. Yeah, he's got a crazy build. He's built like the big kangaroo, jacked, roided up kangaroo. I walked past a kangaroo a couple weeks ago, and it actually straight looked like Nate Diaz. It built like Nate Diaz. It was scary. It was so big. He was like massive, massive kangaroo. I'm like, oh, I don't want to piss that one off. He will actually throttle me. Who was the last porn star you watched? Actually, her name was like, I don't know, she had Her name was like Becky Bandani or something like that, I think. It was a very long time ago. I don't even think she makes videos anymore. That was the last one. I don't even remember what video it was. But yeah, I think that was the last time. Was the kangaroo smoking a joint? He was not, unfortunately. I think he thought he probably didn't trust me, he thought I might go to the police, so he was like, sussing me out a little bit. People forget, man, Danny Roberts is about to get knocked out again this week. Oh yeah, he's main eventing PFL Europe, isn't he? Picani? No, name's like, I don't want to look her up because then I'm looking it up, but her name was like Becky Bandani or something. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Danny Roberts main eventing a PFL card in 2025 is crazy. I don't even think he ever main evented a UFC card. Let's do a quick preview of the next card. All right, I won't do predictions because I don't want to give away my picks. But let's actually look, because I actually haven't checked what's going on in the Lewis card. Okay, where is it? Lewis versus Teixeira. Let's look. Who is fighting on this card? Mike Davis versus Mitch Ramirez. That's a good matchup for Davis. Kennedy versus Walker is an interesting fight. Chris Curtis versus Max Griffin. Jake Matthews versus Chitty. Fatima Klein versus Melissa Martinez. There's some interesting fights on this card. Laura Murphy's back. Ooh, cool. Nate Landwehr versus Morgan Charrier. That's a really cool fight. Junior Tuffer versus Tuco Tokos is in the main card. That's horrible. Calvin Guitar versus Steve Garcia is going to be interesting. Petrina versus Lane is an interesting one. And then Wonderboy versus Bonfim, and then Lewis versus Teixeira. There's some interesting picks here that I can make. I'm not sure I'm going to pick. I'm going to have to do some research on this card, I reckon. Damn, that's hard. Lucky. My picks for UFC, 319, 3 KO. Max by TKO. Round 4, Hamzat. Oh, I thought you were saying Hamza by 4th round. I reckon Drickus will break him eventually. Bro, Riley Reed did better. Riley Reed, you mean? PFL bum, Rodrigo Nascimento main event, a UFC card. Whoever did that deserves to get sent to North Korea. They do. They really do. Where are you from? I'm from Perth, West Australia. Did you bet the card? No, I did not, and thankfully I didn't. I did not bet the card. All my underdogs lost except for Dariush. But yeah, I wasn't super confident on my picks last card. But Alvin Hines, I just want to shout out Alvin Hines, the GOAT. He didn't win, but that 3rd round, I was believing in it. Lewis versus the fat Brazilian is a disgraceful main event. He's not that fat. He's just really tall, actually. He's actually not that fat for a heavyweight. He's skinny fat. But what about you? Punch on with PJ. Did you bet the card? Man, you ever come down to Scrappy or Love Street? I've never gone to Scrappy. I used to train at a gym called Evolution. There was actually a guy there called Rich Lockett who actually beat Steve Erceg in a Muay Thai match a couple years ago. He actually trains with Steve Erceg now, but I trained with him a couple times. Trained with a guy called Jesse Armstrong, I think his name was. He was like 3-5, so he wasn't like the greatest record. But I've trained with a few fighters from Perth, but nobody like major. Justin Gaethje is butthurt that he didn't get an immediate shot at the lightweight title. Max must have really shuffled things around up here. Yeah, man, turned $7.88 into $1,653 on the main. Damn, that's nice. Good job, bro. Good job. That's fucking sick. Hines did something no other man could. He made a heavyweight fight fun. And the thing is, people forget, man, Alvin Hines, he's literally only been training for 4 years. Alvin Hines could have been the GOAT. If he got into martial arts a bit earlier, he could have been the GOAT. I'm happy Dana said Justin can go retire. No one wants to see him in a title fight. Yeah, I just don't want him to retire because I love Justin Gaethje fights. I hope he fucking, takes back retiring though. I'd like to see Justin Gaethje fight somebody, again. I don't think he'll be able to stay away. I think Justin Gaethje says a lot of things that he doesn't mean. I think he's just trying to play big ball. But who knows? Ali Abdelaziz will somehow work his little like blackmail magic on Dana and get the title shot for Justin. It always happens. He always seems to get these title shots for his guys. You watch Eternal on weekend? I did. I did. What was your thoughts on the card? I love Eternal. I actually was more excited for Eternal than I was for the prelims of UFC 318, 317, 318, 317. Sorry, 317. Almost forgot what fucking card it was. I love Eternal. I really liked Aiden Todorov's fight. I'm big on Aiden Todorov as an amateur. I think he's going to go really far. He's just avenged one of his only losses, so that's a really good look for Aiden Todorov. Really young as well. I think he's 19 or 20. Really good boxing, really good takedown defense. Every fight, people are shooting on him, so his takedown defense is getting a lot better, and I think that's going to be a guy who will destroy a lot of people once he goes pro. So remember the name Aiden Todorov. Van has only been training for 5 and fighting for a title. Yeah, it's crazy. It's actually crazy. Do you think there is something wrong with anyone who loves John Jones? Yeah, I feel like at this point in time, if you're rooting for John Jones and you say, "Oh, I'm rooting for his fights," he's not even that entertaining, to be honest with you guys. Like, he's not the most entertaining fighter. Like, what is there to like about John Jones? He's evil. Justin Gaethje is very similar to the Diaz brother. They love to brawl, smoke weed, and acquire CTE. Only watch main event. Abdullah's so tall, so got to tune in. Yeah, Abdullah is crazy. Crazy build. It was good to see him get a win. I was worried the third round he was going to get chinned because he like took a shot a bit weirdly, but he managed to win, which is good. I'm glad Abdullah won. It would have been depressing if he had a big fall off because he was so close to the UFC. Like, he actually beat Park Ye-hun, who was in the Road to UFC tournament, and Seb Saleh. Even though I thought Saleh probably should have won that fight, he's still good. Competitive fight to have on your record. He's the only loss of Seb Saleh's career. Breaking news: Gaethje Topuria headlines UFC 371 at the Sunnyvale Trailer Park outside of Denver, Colorado, per Dana White's IG Live. Wouldn't even surprise me, man. I think Topuria would absolutely kill him. But you new to the channel, Punch On with PJs? This is your first time in one of my streams? If so, make sure you subscribe. I go live very often, and I interview a lot of Aussie fighters. I need to start doing a lot more interviews, but lately I've just been focusing on the live streams, but I should have something in the works pretty soon. But yeah, if you guys are new to my channel, I do interviews with fighters, believe it or not. Even though I do my interviews in my bedroom, in my bed. I keep my backlight so low, I legit had to turn it up. Oh my god. Oh yeah, I seen you in Southern Cross Combat's little stream the other day, Mr. C. It was good to see you in Southern Cross Combat's stream. It was good to see you there. It was a surprise. It was a bit of a jump scare to see Mr. C pop up in the chat. Joel is a very good guy. I like him. Watch you on my other channel. First time on the live, though. I'm also from Perth, so it can be tough. Yeah, definitely. Did you see Diego Brando beat another prospect as a huge underdog? Yeah, it's weird. As soon as he comes back from Russia, he's like undefeated in North America since leaving the UFC, but he just keeps getting smoked when he goes to Russia. Might as well just bring Diego Brando back to the UFC and just let him... just bring him back to the UFC. Why not? It's cool to see somebody who lost to Conor McGregor a couple of years ago go on a run, though. Is Cedric Dumas still in jail? No, he's out. He didn't fight Jackson McVeigh because he still had an ankle brace on it, and they wouldn't let him take it off before. And because he couldn't leave, that's why. I joined because I thought it was a cross-dressing channel. That's crazy. But yeah, Diego Brando's just going on a crazy run at the moment. It's actually very unique. He looks washed. Like, what's his record? I swear he had like so many losses to some really like not the greatest guys. Now he's like beating all the like good North American prospects. How old is Diego Brando now? Let's have a look. He's going to be 40 in 2 years, so he's 38. That's crazy. He's got 22 losses. Okay, he's on 1 win. Okay, he's only got 1 win. I thought he had a... Oh, because they haven't changed his record yet. He beat a 12-2 guy with a spinning wheel kick in the first round, and he beat a 10-2 guy. It wouldn't surprise me if he was throwing these fights in Russia because they were paying him a lot more. But he's there. He's Crazy, crazy wins. Crazy wins. James Siraj, who was a good prospect. Jamie Siraj, sorry. Then Kanan Kawai, who was on a 4-fight winning streak. And Young. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, he just went to Russia and lost so many fights. Crazy, though. Now he's on a good run. At 38 years of age, he just decided he wants to start fraud checking all the North American prospects. Because why not? Why not? Why not just ruin the sport of MMA for the regional scene? Diego Brando, why not? Do you remember? Wasn't he the guy who, like, kicked a door off or something like that? Because he was on Tough, I think. Yeah, he was. He was on The Ultimate Fighter. He did like some crazy shit where he like destroyed a door or something. I know Rampage Jackson did that, but he did something similar to what Rampage did. Kawhi has a win over Mikat, has a win over Delgado. That is crazy. It all just leads back to Diego Brando. I still can't believe Delgado just absolutely destroyed Hyder Mill in 20 seconds. That was very sad. Charles Bennett. Yeah, people forget, man. Charles Bennett. He's a marauder. He has a crazy resume, too. It's crazy he still fights to this day as well. He actually had a boxing match like last month, I think, and he lost. But hey, I don't mind it. Some people just need to keep fighting, so why not? Plus, he seems like a crazy guy, so maybe it's just best he goes in there and fights all these guys in the ring in the octagon, and he gets nerfed a little bit. Who do you think will win if Conor fights Ilia? I think Ilia would beat Conor McGregor. I don't think Conor wins another fight unless he gets like another veteran. I don't think he beats any young and up and coming guys. But you never know. Anything's possible. Maybe Diego Brando's fucking on a run at the moment, and he lost to McGregor, so he's 38. So who knows? Maybe McGregor's coming. Bigfoot Silver retired from fighting and took up heavy bagging. Nice. Not sure what heavy bagging is. Do you mean like just like like actual just like doing baggery, grocery bagging, or like what do you mean by that? Or do you mean or do you mean he just straight became? Oh yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. Sorry, I get what you mean. Yeah, it just clicked in my head. Yeah, Bigfoot Silver literally went to like Glory Kickboxing, got smashed in Glory Kickboxing, got smashed in BKFC. I think he lost a boxing match. He just decided to get like his ass kicked in every type of form of combat. Crazy Abdullah beats Seb Saleh. Seb now second round of road to UFC. Yeah, I thought Seb won that fight though. It was a lot closer. Like it wasn't a split, but I sort of thought Seb won the first 2 rounds of that fight. But I guess because it wasn't a split, nobody really talks about it. But Seb's really underrated, really good fighter. I remember when Charles Bennett knocked out a K1 kickboxing champ in 30 seconds at Rise, and it was one of Vonderlee's guys. Yeah, he was I think he was a Rise champion. He had all this hype about him. It was his first MMA fight, and then Charles Bennett just immediately KO'd him out cold. And that guy never fought in MMA again. Never again. Just retired from MMA. He just quit. Quillen lost on that card too. Yeah, he fought Pablo. Pablo, I forgot his name. Would you debate bedtime? I don't even know if we would disagree on anything, to be honest. I think me and bedtime have a lot of similar takes. I would interview bedtime MMA though. You know. Symes is a marauder. Symes has a good chin on him. He took some damage in that fight. I feel like if he had like longer notice and his cardio was a bit better, I feel like he could have actually got that third round. He KO'd KJ Noons back in the day, that gnarly left hook. Yeah, Charles Bennett was like weirdly good at a point, but I don't know. Some fighters are just good, but they have a lot of losses because maybe they just weren't as motivated. But then when they decide to be motivated, they're actually pretty good. Because he arguably beat some guy in BKFC who was like 4-0 or something like that, but he ended up losing. It was some guy who was like, I think he was dating a porn star or something, some British guy. What are you thinking for the upcoming content? Would like a Kevin Cophamel interview. I'd interview Kevin Cophamel. He's a beast. When he gets a fight booked, I don't think he has anything booked at the moment, but yeah, I wouldn't mind interviewing Kevin Cophamel. Do you train at Wolf's Den? Punch on with PJ? Charles Bennett had a bad case of self-sabotage on the Jones. Think about Charles Bennett, I'm pretty sure he said he didn't train for most of his career. Yeah, it would make sense. Because he got subbed a lot as well. A lot of the time, he wasn't like getting KO'd. He was getting subbed. Like he fought like Uriah Faber. He fought a lot of big names back in the day. He even fought. I don't know. He fought somebody who's in the UFC now. Actually, I think it might have been Conor Matthews, or it might have been someone else. He's waiting for my manager to confirm our interview punch on with BJ. Okay, let's have a look at Tapology. Who did he lose to? I mean, he lost to everybody, but who was it? I know he lost to Brock Weaver, Kevin Kroom, Jason Knight, Roman Tavares. That might have been who it was. It was probably Tavares. Oh man, trying to scrap here. You're going through some health shit, so no Buno. Oh, that's a shame. Hopefully you can get back at it. Have you fought before or just trained a little bit? I'll probably head off in like 5 minutes too, by the way, but just so you guys know beforehand. I just looked at Charles Bennett's Tapology. He has a fight booked. He does. I was just looking at that. He's fighting on Island Fight 90 against Cameron Bennett. Is he fighting his like son or something? No, he's a white guy. No, this definitely isn't his son. I mean, why wouldn't you? If you're like a regional fighter, why wouldn't you just fight Charles Bennett? If I was American, I would like go out of my way to fight like Jay Ellis and fight like Charles Bennett. Like it'd just be a nice little thing you could brag about. Charles Bennett is 45 years of age now. He's coming off a win. He's actually coming off a win in MMA. He's lost a lot of other fights in between. He beat 3-7 Justin Howard. So yeah, he beat a 34-year-old Justin Howard who's now 3-9. So that's good for him, I guess. Yeah, Jesus. But yeah, it's crazy looking at it. I like going through his record because his record does say that he's got 42 losses, but like in MMA, but okay, no, I think it is. Yeah, wait, yeah. That doesn't count his losses he has in bare knuckle MMA as well, because he's got a bunch of bare knuckle MMA fights as well, so he's got a lot more losses. He's got a Muay Thai loss as well in China. He's got so many losses, man. He's been fighting since 1999, and he's still fighting to this day. It's legendary. I hope we see. We see Charles Bennett getting booked still 10 years from now. I don't even care. You know, it'd be cool, you know. Has Jay Ellis and Charles Bennett ever fought? That'd be a super fight, actually. Let's look this up. That'd actually be a super fight if that would ever happen. I think Jay Ellis might fight a little bit too heavy. No, they haven't fought. That's a shame. We need a Jay Ellis versus Charles Bennett super fight. Good old Jay Ellis is 16 and 110. Yeah, that is crazy. I can't believe it. Jay Ellis. Oh my god, Jay Ellis. When was his last fight? Oh my god, Jay Ellis is booked. Jay Ellis is booked, guys. Oh my god, the GOAT Jay Ellis is actually booked as well. Jay Ellis is booked for June. Oh, his fight must have already happened, actually. It just hasn't. They just haven't updated it. Oh, actually, yeah. So it was booked. Apparently, Jay Ellis fought 2 days ago, but it hasn't come up. Remember the Believe You podcast before Bisping told Louis J. Gomez to fuck off? Great pod. No, I can't listen to Bisping. What actually happened with Louis J. Gomez and Bisping? Why is he not on the podcast anymore? Actually, I didn't know if there was beef there. I thought there was just like, I don't know, he got busy with other stuff. Damn, the guy Jay Ellis is fighting now looks like Yakub. Do you guys know like the Nation of Islam where they say like Yakub was like an evil scientist that is he said like the Nation of Islam says Yaqub was an evil scientist that invented white people, but the guy Jay Ellis is fighting actually looks like Yaqub. It's very interesting. Just thought I would just mention that real quick. They had a falling out after they did a UK tour. Okay, interesting. So them, so they're not even friends anymore. That's sad. They were like besties. Smith is as interesting as a glass of warm water. I actually don't mind Paul Felder on the show though. Paul Felder's like pretty good guest, to have on there. But yeah, Anthony Smith literally would just use the podcast to just like cope about his losses. I feel like every time he'd be on, it would just be talking about why I lost because of this reason, or if I was still in my prime, I bet Gomez did something stupid to piss off Bisping. Jay Ellis has such a long record. You can find UFC guys, Bellator guys. You can literally find everything on his record. It's cool though. I think people need to respect journeyman guys like these guys a bit more. Are they ever going to be champions? No. Are they ever going to be in the UFC? No. But it's like they help make the sport, and it's also interesting. I would love to interview Jay Ellis or Charles Bennett or something like that. I just feel like it'd be cool to get their perspective on why they fight, and just like, I don't know, I feel like they would have a lot of interesting stories about like all the different guys they fought. Would you rather interview Jay Ellis or Jason Ellis? Both interesting guys. Jason Ellis had like a boxing match with like a one-handed Shane Carwin, so that'd be an interesting combo. And Jason Ellis is Australian, so that would also factor in. But Jay Ellis, I don't know, Jay Ellis would just be so interesting to get a hold of, I feel like. Like, who wouldn't want to hear from Jay Ellis? Apparently, I've heard that Jay Ellis is actually, like, people said that he's not actually that bad, like his record says. It's just that a lot of these fights he took on really short notice, and after that point, well, yeah, his career fell down. People forget, man. Yeah, Jay Ellis, he beat GM3. He actually beat GM3, which is crazy, considering GM3 destroyed Makhmud Muradov and Edmund Shabazian, and so many others. I think GM3 lost to Sam Alvey, though, as well, didn't he? I mean, Sam Alvey wasn't actually as bad as people make him out to be. He just had a rough go of things towards the end of his career. I think Sam Alvey and GM3 fought each other a bunch of times, actually. Yeah, here it is. Sam Alvey versus Gerald Meerschaert 2. Damn, these guys had these two had a few fights against each other. Let's actually I'm going to go through Gerald Meerschaert's record and look at his losses. First loss was to Jay Ellis in 2007. Wow, he's been fighting since 2007. That's crazy. He then lost to 5-8 Daisuke Hansawa, who actually ended up turning his record around and became 18-15. So that's pretty good for him. Let's look at some of his other losses. He lost to 2-3 Curtis Bailey. And did he turn his record around? No, he stayed 4-7. Okay. He lost to 7-0 Kevin Robinson. He then became 15-7. He was in the UFC. That's not bad. Let's go look at some of his other losses. He lost to 17-10 Herbert Goodman, who then became 19-11. Ended up having a kickboxing match against Gerald Meerschaert in 2012. Wow, interesting. GM3 wanted that lick back. Who else is there? Lost to Sergey Jusovic, who was 11-7. That's another GM3 loss there. Who else did GM3 lose to? It's actually very impressive GM3 made it to the UFC, looking at how many regional losses he did have. Lost to Anthony Lepsy. And then he lost to Sam Alvey. Oh, he avenged his loss against Jay Ellis in 2013, though. He wanted that one back. Who would you pick next for Colby Thickness? Probably... He's like that guy who's Bryce Mitchell's cousin. I can't remember his name. He moved down to bantamweight. He got beat up by Ludovic Klein. What's his name? What's his name? Got beat up really badly by Ludovic Klein. Not Trevor Peak. No, because Colby's a bantamweight. What is this guy's name? Ludovic. Oh, AJ Cunningham. That's it. His name's AJ Cunningham. You said Bryce Mitchell cousin. Yeah, AJ Cunningham. AJ Cunningham is actually Bryce Mitchell's cousin. Like, no, I'm not even joking. That's actually his cousin. So yeah, I reckon Colby Fitness should fight AJ Cunningham. A nice, easy win to get himself UFC confident. I think that'd be a good fight for him. And who knows how good Alexandra Topuria is? He might actually turn out to be really good. So yeah, Cunningham versus Fitness, I reckon, would be a really good fight to do. Because why not? Why not? I reckon it's a good way to build Colby up. Colby could, he needs an easier fight after Alexandria. That was a really tough fight on short notice too. My cousin, Mr. C, AJ Seaham. That's you. Do we think Alexander Topuria is going to get plot armor like Ilia? I don't know. I think Cody Haddam would have beat him. I still think Cody Haddam would have beat Alexandria. But who knows? He looked really good against Fitness. But Fitness never really fought anybody great in the on the regional scene. A lot of his record was him going to Bali. And it's not because of his own fault. Is Cody still booked? He's not booked at the top of my head. I do not believe so. Fuck it. Who you got for Topuria, bro? For his brother? For Topuria's brother? Who you got for Topuria's bro? I would pick him to fight... Probably that Tajik guy. I forgot what the guy who beat Rinya... The guy who beat Rinya Nakamura. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he's from Tajikistan. I'd like to see him versus Alexandra Pantoja. I think that'd be a good fight. Can you do a Bryce Mitchell impression? Yeah, I can, brother. I'm from Arkansas, brother. Here's the thing, brother. They're putting fucking water. I was gonna do like an Alex Jones there. Oh my god, I lost a like for that. I'm sorry. I offended somebody with my Bryce Mitchell impression. I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't know. Bryce Mitchell is. I just typically do just a redneck like, yeah, brother. I'm Bryce Mitchell, but I got a Gene Silver. He's got a demon in him, brother. I went to sleep last night and I woke up and I could feel the demon in my man. I just I just lost another like. Oh my god, I gotta stop with the Bryce Mitchells. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. You guys don't like the Bryce Mitchell impression. I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't know. Flat Earth, brother. Yee. But Arkansas accents are the peakers. They are. Why did two of you... Somebody asked me to do an impression and I did it. And so 2 people unliked for it. That's very rude. That breaks my heart a little bit, guys. Come on. I stayed on here for a little bit longer and I lost 2 likes because of it. That was a shame. But, oh well. But yeah, Bryce Mitchell's actually going down to bantamweight, so that's pretty interesting. He lost 5 likes. Yeah. Yola rude as fuck. That was a good impression. Some people, my genius is lost on them, That's why I don't do impressions. I always just lose a like. It's like, damn, guys, you killed my mood. You actually killed me. I was in a good mood. Nah, it's alright. I don't care. But Bryce Mitchell's gone down to bantamweight, so that's very interesting. Might be partially due to the camera angle. Christopher Ewart is still on Dana White's Contender Series. Good for him. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad he still gets his shot. He still deserves it. But, yeah. Because, it's not his fault. He took a fight on 3 days' notice. Yeah, he should have been a bit more honest about his weight, but, come on. Give the guy a break, for God's sake. It was 3 days' notice. 10 pounds is crazy, but, it was 3 days' notice. You got to give him a benefit of the doubt. So I'm glad they gave him Dana White Contender Series. They should probably rebook Jackson McVeigh versus Cedric Dumas. You like the guys jacking off on chat roulette? No, I don't do that. Not on chat roulette. Come on, that's fuggery. Might be partially due to the camera angle. But yeah. Just a similar camera angle. Yeah, well, it is what it is, man. You got an OnlyFans? No, not yet. But if I don't start getting donations, I might need to open up an OnlyFans to get some more money. Because nobody donates to me. No office chair and desk? No. No, there is not. My house is really loud and my room is like the only place I can chill out a little, you know. Damn, I lost another like. I'm going to go because I keep losing likes. So I'm going to like dip before I lose all my likes. But thank you guys so much for joining me for this stream. Make sure you go check out my Ilia Topuria will become the undisputed GOAT video. Make sure you like it. Oh, Delirious Umbrage, you came back at a bad time. Go check out my recent video I posted though. Donate to get this man a fucking table and chair. Yeah, donate to me, please. But yeah, I'm gonna go. But make sure you guys check out my recent video I uploaded. Ilia Topuria will become the undisputed GOAT. Yeah, just go check out that video, like it, get it some more love. And if you're not already, subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. So thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, Delirious. Oh no, Delirious is going to try and get the word out, is he? Peace. Hey. Hello, Vicky. You joined at a wrong time. I'm about to leave, actually, Vicky. But it was good to see you in the chat. Oh, you message redacted anyway. All right. Well, anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you're not already, subscribe. Put on notifications. I'll go live again, maybe tomorrow or the next day. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Adios. Goodbye.